we're going. We're here. We're live.
It's alive!
We're all just... Hello, we're back. We're back. Dragonfly, episode 9. Really, we're all just hanging out talking about the Hunger Games and
That's what happened.
like what's up and what's down there. As our illustrious doc herself, Melissa Woodward, rocking the YA podcast, and so we like talking about Twilight, and then we're talking about the Hunger Games, and that's where
Melissa,
we're
do you
at.
think I'll
So
ever
we
be
felt
able
like
to
we should
say
share that.
YA and feel confident in saying it, or do you think I'll always feel a little unconfident in saying YA when I'm talking about the podcast?
I feel like you need the pause in the middle, right? You need to hear the comma, otherwise it's really awkward.
Kevin does such a great job. He really hams it up in the intro every time.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah. Yeah, he's leaning
I need
into
to do
it big.
Kevin
a
impression
real
in order
showman.
to say it confidently, I think.
Yeah.
Why?
I also like. Yeah.
That's kind of what he does.
I also almost never know what he's gonna
Um,
say at the intro, which is always funny. So then I'm just like trying not to laugh too hard as we start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knows.
I feel like he definitely doesn't, right? But I feel like generally you should be doing more Kevin impersonations in your life, Josh. I think all of us.
I tend to reserve it for just for Kevin and Robin and Gus. Usually
That's
moments where like I'm teaming up with Robin to point out all the ways in which Kevin is a ridiculous person.
That's
There are
great.
many. There's so many.
There's a really cute Gus story on the podcast this week. Just
Oh,
to
good. That's
tease
great.
that a little bit. Yeah.
Good teaser. I miss Gus. I haven't seen him in too long.
Gus gets really excited when you go
He
out there,
does.
right?
He
Isn't
tends
that the
to- he
notorious
tends to-
Gus?
I walk through the door and he tends to pee everywhere, sort of.
Right.
Oh,
Mhm.
That's how you know he's happy to see you.
Yeah, it's happened a few
Mhm.
times. It's happened 3 times that I can think of. Yeah, which
Wow.
is, probably 3 times too many, but it's great. I have no complaints. It's a good time.
You don't have to clean it up. I
hey,
assume,
thanks
so,
for that.
you know.
No, I don't have it. Yeah, I just
Oh,
I
you
just get
better
to like
not.
bask in like, oh, this dog is so happy to see me, and then I don't have to do anything about it. Yeah. Not my problem.
Some dogs really do get very excited to see specific people. My dog has like always been really good about that, but that time that Zed came and like stopped by up here, she peed right on the floor. She just got so excited to like meet Zed. She was like, I can't even. This is like really exciting. This person's amazing, and that was the end of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So classy.
I've broken free of my
cool.
box.
Yeah.
What
My
box? You were trapped in a
Kayla's
box?
My
Oh, you have broken free of your box. Ay. Everything's going wild. I'll get you reined in here. What else is new? I'm messing
Can't
it
be
all up.
contained.
no.
Fine.
No.
Lux's personality is too large.
Yeah, Lux's personality. I was gonna say.
It's
Burst of
true. It's true. You think I'd have some better mastery of all this now, but I'm like perpetually fighting the OBS, and I'm like getting better with it, but it comes up with new problems for me every week.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens here. Cool. How is everyone? We're back. It's episode 9 of Dragonfly.
Is that right?
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Wow.
God.
Yeah. I think we have like this really like very interesting pace because we're all like coming and going, and I think some people feel like they're playing all the time, and some people feel like it's been ages. But it's only been 1 episode since last time you were here, Josh.
Yeah, that's true.
And for that matter, you as well, Grace, I
Mhm.
believe.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, we're at like this really interesting spot. But there's been a persistent discussion that you guys missed last week about keeping track of treasure. So I went back and did a pretty comprehensive overhaul with my like comb of like deep combing the past
Amazing.
to see what got handed out that was missed. So you guys carried a huge barrel of coins back out of like the lair where you fought the Deep Scion. When you guys all kind of landed here on Cerelia and went diving down beneath the ruins of Totomi. You battled those chokers down there and you killed the Deep Scion. You came back up with a big barrel of coins. There were 365 gold and 585 silver.
Whoa.
What
Whoa.
was it? 585 silver?
Silver, yeah, as I rolled a natural 585
Oh, that's what
in
that
the
roll
chat.
was.
Go figure.
Oh.
Okay.
What a coincidence. Hey, welcome back.
Well, I
Puck.
gotta
Nice to
say,
see
I
you.
love that.
You should
Yeah.
love that. There were a number of other fun things that were retrieved, but there was a potion of heroism and a potion of flying. There was a trident which appears to be magical. It has all this coral encrusted around the end of it. It's made of like brass and copper. And there was a quite magnificent seeming battle axe on like black haft of wood with the double crescent blades on the side. Those were the handful of things we hadn't attended to from that cave. And then from even before that, we had a few other random things just floating around. But for your attention, Doc, when you guys were in the Mordekaiser, you took a bunch of tools. They're actually all-purpose tools plus one. They offer like some meaningful advantages to an artificer.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's dope.
That's rad.
That's
Yeah.
good to have.
I think we went in there.
Slightly enchanted tools, I know, which Doc used to install this like crazy astral compass that you guys stole from the brig of the Mordekaiser. And this crazy astral compass we went over last time for the folks that were here, but essentially it allows you to cast a couple of spells and to use the crystal ball which you have to enhance the effects of some other spells. But it's like powerful divination magic. You can almost imagine it as the kind of equipment one might need if you were navigating through space.
This is a hypothetical.
Like, no, it's not a hypothetical.
Oh, right. That's what we're doing.
I think actually it's like a literal. Yeah.
Forgot.
My mistake. That's my mistake. Yeah.
You said a potion of heroism and a potion of flying.
Indeed,
Okay.
I did.
Just make sure I wrote that down correctly.
Yeah, I have a whole like list of stuff here. You got the bracers, which were given to Jake. You got the compass. You got the crystal ball. There were sending stones also
Yes.
that you guys took from the Droon kobolds on the Mordekaiser. Yeah, that's about all I got. And then there was another somewhere in the region of like 400 gold from your time on Malpieti Prime.
Oh, wow, we're loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's rolling.
24, we have 24 emeralds from there I have in my inventory. And a weird bronze belt and a platinum ring, but I don't remember what they do. So,
No, me either. I didn't go back that far.
But they're in my inventory. I tracked them.
That's a good player character. Thank you, Grace.
The only thing I tracked was bottles of rum and gift smut and kelp cookies.
Yeah.
These are the only things I've added to my inventory.
Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about all this stuff in a second, but I just wanted to go over it just so that Taylor could write it all down. Thank you, Taylor. And just so that I did my due diligence and I know where to look next week when I'm like, shit, where's all the treasure? Oh, it's in the first 10 minutes of last week's episode.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. So do you guys have any questions? Is there anything like major we should go over before we get started? Any kind of like housekeeping or anything weird?
I think
No.
so.
Nothing?
I don't
We're just
think
about
so.
to go get gold to get more stuff, right?
Yep.
Are we still shopping?
Well,
Well,
I will frame us up
Yeah.
as to where we are, where we stand. So, when last we left our heroes, the lot of you had taken off from the ruins of this once capital city, Totomi, the capital of the water world, Cerelia. You had met the Triton Strannen, peanut butter yogurt as he's affectionately been named, after the accidental death of Embenea that was
Oh
definitely
my-
not your fault at all
It's
in
been
any
weeks.
sense.
We had to keep bringing it up.
And so you had promised Strannen that you would assist him. He was going to go inform the rest of this council of Tritons, his people, that adventurers had offered assistance, that the lot of you had offered yourselves as willing to go beneath the surface of the waves to do battle with the Sahagwin, who have corrupted this world, who have broken the Tritons, and who have instituted what amounts to a terrible regime of governance here in this strange place. So you traveled for a few hours after leaving Reese at Totomi to head back to meet with this people. You landed in this great port city of Weroto. And so Weroto is ruled by the Sahagwin, who are there like on a very sort of limited basis, as they hate spending time above the surface of the waves. There's a huge population of kobolds there who are effectively slaves to the Sahagwin Empire. There are others, some humans, some half-elves. The Tritons are essentially a secretive people. They do not come and go publicly to this city. But on landing in Waroto, the group of you who disembarked, Lux and Doc, Asturias, and the Professor, were able to sweet-talk your way past the receivers, these kobold guards of the city who kind of escorted you in on the backs of these giant pterodactyls. You filled out some paperwork. You convinced them that your ship was haunted and that the Purple Man was a ghost if they saw him, to give him a clear berth. You asked the badman... Boo.
Yeah.
You asked the badman to keep safe the orb that you had retrieved from your adventures at Totomi. And so with a little bit of dedication, he did so. And essentially the four of you made your way into town, where you stopped, of course, at a bakery, and you bought a great deal of kelp cookies. I believe you bought the bakery out, and Doc has a ton of them on their character sheet.
Yep.
You stopped at a local inn called The Conch, and it's very strange that these nautical people cannot accurately pronounce the word conch.
That's
but
so
they
strange.
Can't. It's very odd. Very odd. While you were there, you met with a fellow named Afaris the Wizened, a tiefling sage.
A forest.
Who is
A forest.
A forest. A forest, as he were. A forest the Whitaker.
Yes.
Who was stationed on the human freighter that's docked here in Waroto called the Princess of the Night. And finally, you stopped at the Waroto Emporium, where you spent an extended amount of time talking with Zrox Fullbelt, the old kobold historian that runs that store. And you made an agreement to purchase a pot that when you plant a plant inside of it will awaken the plant and give it sentience, bringing it to life.
Yes.
An amulet made of clockwork that will allow Doc to be more awesome. And copies of his historical documents, a bunch of documentation and historical records that he claims were retrieved from the repository at Totomi before it was destroyed. And you asked this old kobold to join you on your travels through space, telling him that, if I recall the professor's pitch, you will die soon, old man, so you may as well come with us now. I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist.
Did it work?
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
There was some
For
traction.
sure. We convinced
He's a
him.
rather morbid old man, but there was definitely some traction.
We have to go back and
It's-
check on him.
Yes.
So the four of you were making your way back to the Dragonfly after you had a Forest the Wizened use his magics to cast a sending spell to Restrannon, telling him, we're on our way back. We will meet you at the island chain that looked like a series of teeth jutting up out of the ocean just outside Totomi. We'll be there in 8 hours. And so you were heading back to the Dragonfly to gather up coin so you could go purchase this pot of awakening and this clockwork amulet and a bunch of historical documents from old Zrox Fullbelter. But Doc did not walk out of that shop without a big bundle of gift smut under her arm.
Yep.
And so as the camera opens tonight, I think that we see the Dragonfly. It's parked in this kind of cleared out area. Around the ship itself are piles of rubble that seems to have been sorted into metal and wood and bone, broken ships and kind of scavenged carcasses of the great beasts beneath the sea, and shattered broken buildings all kind of laid out in disarray in this cleared out area. Kobolds kind of bustle in the streets everywhere you go, interspersed with humans and dwarves, halflings and gnomes, half-elves, and even a handful of elves themselves. And the occasional Sahagwin can be seen amongst the crowds of the streets, these leaders of this place who seem to be far too preoccupied to concern themselves with most of the affairs that are going on around them. And yeah, as the four of you come striding up, I think that we see like where do we find Doc and Rhea? Where are you guys on the ship as you were left behind for what amounts to like 2 hours since you've been parked here?
The
Batman
Batman.
and
Yeah.
Rhea? Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I think the Badman has been just like kind of like lying down in like the resting quarters, probably just like groaning. Oh, shouldn't have eaten that so fast. Oh. Jeffrey, help! Jeffrey, just keep jumping. And Jeffrey, the cat, is just like jumping on his stomach to like try and like get it to cut. It's not working, Jeffrey.
Rhea's like outside the Batman's room, like a little bit worried, and like maybe like, "You want me to cast Cure Wounds?"
I'm fine.
there?
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Don't worry. It's fine. Everything's fine. Jeffrey.
And I think that we see Jake is like in the cargo hold, still hiding things, smuggling things away. And he's like, I wish I would have had more time. As, yeah, the four of you are approaching. And, yeah, this is a great question. Is there a way to, like, there's not a way to lower the deck from outside the ship. So, yeah, Lux and Doc, the pair of you with the professor and Asturias come like striding up to the Dragonfly. And I think there is a small like crowd of people that are kind of peering at the ship and looking, bundles of like kobolds watching a dwarf like chatting with the halfling as they're kind of sipping at these mugs, conversing about this strange ship that's parked itself in their city.
And
yeah,
I would imagine the
four of you can
Badman's
roll
being
out.
pretty loud, so if they've heard rumors of like the ghost on the ship, they're just hearing the ghost on the ship go, Jeffrey!
Yeah, and I think that we do see as the four of you approach, we do hear a couple of the kobolds like, the rumors are true. It's haunted. Listen. He seems to be very angry at someone named Jeffrey.
Jeffrey!
And I think you guys hear from the ship.
Yeah.
"Ooh."
Yeah, with
How-
like a very, very bad stomach ache probably sounds like a chorus of ghosts right now.
How long is the walk? It's not very long, right? From
No, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a very walkable
Yeah.
spaceport. Yeah.
Lux, having had nothing to do at the bar that they were at but actually drink, had no time for talking because Asturias and a forest, the wizened, had a conversation. Lux, hearing the Badman, just starts yelling, "Open it! Open it! We need to get in!"
Can Rhea can as the like thing is opening, can Rhea be sitting there with like a prayer book and some incense and be like, yeah, no, it's still haunted. You know? I don't know. And just like flipping through the book.
Excellent. And so I think that the professor is like, I'm going to count the coins for the purchases, and he like heads in and like goes over to Jake and starts like digging through the coins, and probably Asturias is like, I want to have a look at these documents, and just like gonna like head into like one of the chambers with like some of the copies that you guys got from Zrox, most of it not copied over yet. But yeah, with that, like Doc and Lux, you guys head up. You hear the Badman groaning from the cabin up front. Rhea's like standing here with the incense and the prayer book.
Ah, she's really going in on that performance. See, all right? Badman!
Yeah, I'm fine. Totally. Jeffrey, I'm fine.
It's fine. You've already convinced them you're a ghost. You don't have to keep pretending
Yeah.
anymore.
I think the Badman's like, there's a ghost.
Yeah, you!
You who?
You!
There's a ghost named you.
Don't worry about it.
It's actually a really poor drink from another world.
Yeah.
So yeah, Doc and Lux, you guys like head back up onto the ship. Like Ray is here, Batman. You hear your friends have like returned. You hear like the bustling around outside. Jake and the professor going back and forth a little bit. But I just put the coin away. Well, it doesn't matter. We need the coin. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Badman will just like sort of just like slowly just like sort of like roll up, get up onto his feet and just like start to like saunter out, but like thinking he's being very quiet despite his like labored breathing. So just like you get like a closer listen on like, you know, any of like the hot gossip from their trip, but is not announcing himself, at least not intentionally.
You guys. Rhea, we have to go. We have to take to the shop. It has a ton of really cool stuff in it.
Yeah? Like what?
Yeah. Like a pot that makes plants talk.
And our new best
Oh,
friend.
I could speak to the plants, so we should definitely buy
But
that.
I can't, and now I can. We can. It'll be
True.
like we can put it at the like helm of the ship. Everybody's so lonely up there when they have to sit in that big chair.
That's
and then,
true.
Then we can have like a little like, you know, friend up there. It's so cool. Oh yeah, and we met this kobold. He talks about dead kobolds a lot, but it's okay because I think he might come with us.
Yeah, he's this like really old kobold who's never seen anything, and I think we, you know, Lux is trying to convince him to give up everything he's ever known and come with us.
Yeah.
Can we get everything in the store?
No. He's gonna leave it to the the young little whippersnappers that are running the shop.
I think the Badman's hearing this like, young whippersnapper's probably not great at guarding the store. The Badman very sneaky. Can we just stay here for a while? Like, if you guys want to help him on the ship, like I could just like check out the store.
I'm sure that like we could find you to need some like tea or something.
Always.
They're very delightful pastries.
They do.
They do. Do you want a sandwich?
Of course. I think the Badman just like very happily, without any question, grabs the sandwich and just like cartoon style, just like mouth
Cookie
open.
Monster eats it?
Yeah, like
Oh,
single.
It's
Yeah,
this very
single
much. It's
toast.
like an ice cream sandwich, but it's these green cookie wafers with this like white filling on the inside, and it's
Yeah,
delicious.
in a
It's
single
really
bite.
delightful.
Yeah.
They make them with fish eggs.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
they're really
And-
good.
I think the Badman hears that part and he like does that thing where like his like cheeks pop up. He's like, you know, kind of like, but he's like,
No, that's good. That's good stuff. Yeah. It's good.
pretty tasty. And he like kind of like looks over his shoulder, just like sort of spits it out. Imagine Jeffrey is interested in the remains.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go buy a pot.
Yeah.
And a kobold? We're not buying them. We're just gonna bring them.
No. Yeah, we're just convincing him. I think we mostly convince him. The professor did a pretty good job, so I think that we're in the clear. But yeah, we're gonna go buy stuff.
Yeah.
Doc, looks like you bought some stuff. You got something under your arm there. What's...
Oh yeah, you.
Mm-hmm.
It's so exciting. I have expanded our onboard library substantially, and it's very
Good.
it's gonna be
Okay.
great.
Good.
I'm not sure those are approved library materials, but if it makes you happy.
What is that? What does that taste like? Libraries. What are they like?
Not grapes. They look like grapes, but they don't taste like grapes. They lie
Nowhere
about
near
it.
as good. No.
There's probably like libraries somewhere in the world to make you better at lying. You know?
That's pretty tasty.
Not that you need them.
I'm a pretty
Sure.
good liar.
Yeah.
If I want you to think something,
Oh, yeah.
you'll think it. You won't even know that it wasn't true.
It's true.
What? Well, then try.
I just lied to you just now. What I just said.
Oh my gosh, you're
had
so
no
good
idea.
at that.
Oh.
Whoa.
You weren't even
That's-
sure until I told you.
I wasn't.
Oh.
Oh, no.
That's yeah. See, you don't even need libraries.
Yeah,
No.
I suppose I don't.
Right.
That was a lie. I could use some.
Yeah, we could try. We could find them just in case, you know.
Everybody needs a library. Anyway, here's the 425 gold you need for the pot and the amulet.
Nice.
Amulet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's cool too. I've already forgotten what it does, but it looks cool and it sounded cool at the time, and I've decided that I must have it.
It looks really cool.
I
Okay.
must have it.
Yeah. Does it do it? Did it?
It
So
did.
we're gonna
It
spend
did
all
stuff.
our gold on something that
I
looks
bet.
cool.
No,
Okay.
no, it
Person that
does.
lives in
it
my
does
head wrote it
stuff
down.
too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um.
Okay.
So
Oh,
you guys
and,
gonna go head back? What's the plan? You just hanging out?
Well, no, we're gonna. Well, let's go.
We're gonna
Badman,
grab
you can do it.
the
Come on, a
gold
walk will do you some
and
good.
go.
When you went in earlier, it's okay if there's different people coming back. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves meeting people. He's very talkative.
Yeah, he might, be super excited to meet you. Who knows? He seemed, he thought that like Asturias was great, and
Mhm.
the professor
Well,
was
Asturias
great.
is great.
and-
What are you applying?
I'm just saying nobody was super
Yeah,
interested in like Lux and I, but it's fine.
Yeah.
They thought the
Oh.
others were great, and that was good.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. And I think the
Let's
badman will then just like start like marching towards like the deck
Mhm.
and now is above and just with no notion that anyone who's looking on is now probably gazing upon the purple Santa Claus ghost of the ship who is now about to march into town.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and as the ramp drops and the Batman, you come like striding out to the ground. I think you see like in these clusters of people that are kind of like a safe distance from the ship watching, kobolds start like gasping, their eyes go wide, a few of them like kind of scurrying away. And I think that like Lux and Doc, as you guys are coming out, you like immediately recognize one of the two guards from last time, Chris, as
Right.
kobolds are very recognizable for you. And you see Chris is like frantically like pointing at the lot of you, like pointing at the badman, like whispering to these other kobolds next to him.
I think the badman calls back, I think he could see you.
Can Docs go up and be like, so about that docking fee, can we just call it even?
No, we need 100 gold, we were told.
That's a lot.
Go now.
But you have a ship. It can't be that much compared to the total value of the ship.
It's not fair that we have a dock just because we have someone named Doc in our group. It's not that we have to pay a docking fee. That's not fair.
Oh
Yeah,
no, it's not. That's a technical.
True. That's really rude. That's super rude of you. Wow.
No, you don't have to pay extra.
I thought you were nicer, Chris. I thought you liked us. I thought we were friends.
I'm just doing my job. I mean, if I come back without this money, the Sahagwin, they'll probably crush my fingers. I need the 100
jeez.
gold.
Oh.
Is that really? Is
Well,
he really a
just-
ghost?
Who are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Who?
The purple man.
Where?
The purple
Wait, what?
man.
Where?
Yeah, and I think the badman is gonna like be like whispering out of the side of his mouth like, he can't see me, can he?
And I think he's like, by the twin
Should-
moons of Cerelia, I'm the only one who can see him.
So should the three of us get going, and we don't pay the fee. The three of us will
Right.
head
Well,
on out.
the fee though, we need the fee
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris,
Get the
listen.
fee from the ship.
Yeah. Go knock.
because you're
ask,
taking the
look-
ghost with you.
What?
What ghost?
What?
Okay,
Whatever.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go back to the ship and ask the
Professor.
Yes,
Yeah.
the professor. Yes.
Yeah.
The GIF. Q.
The badman's gonna look at the group. You have to tell me if we're traveling with a ghost. I'm pretty scared of such things. Do you all see this thing he's talking about?
I think he's just staring at you like, and I think he turns very slowly to the other kobolds like, I think you can hear me. Like, he takes a step back.
We
but,
usher the bad man along as we'll start heading into the city.
Okay. And so, yeah, for the two of you, for like Rhea and Badman, as you're like heading into the city, it's a lot of like tile roofed buildings, and the buildings themselves, many of them appear to be made of like stucco. The like ground underneath you is this kind of gray stone, like slicked. You hear the sounds of the waves like crashing up against the edges of what amounts to like this island, right? It's kind of like got these steep edges where it drops off to the sea on the side. You're not down at sea level. You're a solid like 40 feet up off the surface of the water, as it were, right now. And there's a whole series of warehouses warehouses on the northern portion of like the city. You guys are kind of on the southern edge where you docked, and you could see this massive like kind of rusted iron and steel freighter like parked next to these warehouses, and a second one with this almost greenish metal that seems much more sleek and kind of sharp in its design, like almost there's like a predatory kind of nature to it, as it's like parked up on another landing pad above these warehouses, and there's all this bustle of people and commotion kind of about it as you go.
Warehouses are humans that turn into houses when there's a full moon.
Yeah, they get bit by a house.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
actually get bit by a mimic that looks like a house, you become a warehouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you thought you knew the house bites you, but really betrays you.
Make sure it's
It
not.
really
It's
annoys
not a
me.
full moon tonight. Hopefully.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's definitely not. But there's 2 moons on Cerealia, so
Oh
you gotta worry
Oh,
about that.
shoot.
Very tricky.
Wow.
Oh
Double
no,
moon is very
those
scary.
odds.
That's why they have such
Oh,
a big
no.
problem with the warehouses in particular
Yeah.
here in Cerealia.
Dear.
And I actually sort of hate it because in 5th edition they made it so you should just cast Remove Curse
Yeah,
and it
then
cures it.
cures
And that
the
seems like
yeah.
bullshit. It should be a much
Lycanthropy.
bigger deal to
Yeah.
cure warehousism. Yeah. So yeah,
Sorry.
you guys are following Doc and Lux. Please don't be. You guys are following Doc and Lux through like the bustling streets here. There are like a whole bunch of businesses all over the place. There's like blacksmiths and tanneries. There's all sorts of like eateries and a couple of like taverns. Right? It's very much like a port city in that way. There's all these like workers off these freighters that are kind of dispersed in amongst the locals, right? So it's got that sort of sailor in town vibe to it. But as you guys you come around to like this 3-story building, this stone structure, and it's got the sign hanging in front of it that says the Waroto Emporium. And I think that there's like some kobolds like puttering around outside in front of the shop as you come, and they see you, and one of them's like, "Hello, you're back so soon. He'll be very excited."
The badman's hand like goes to his side. He doesn't produce anything, but his hands start to glow another shade of purple. As he looks at, oh, didn't we fight those guys? No,
It's okay.
Not these ones. Other ones that were bad. These ones are nice.
Yeah.
these aren't the same ones that we fought.
No.
Different ones.
Oh.
They're
Oh,
very
okay.
nice.
This kobold is like standing like just terrified, like hands like frozen in the air, so in like a frozen position, looking at the badman like,
Isn't he cool?
"You read the pamphlet, right? You read the pamphlet, right? I am technically considered the property of the Sahagwin Imperial Dynasty, and to harm me is an act against the Empire."
I
don't
would like to
harm
see the
you.
pamphlet, please.
You did get the pamphlet. We're not going to hurt you. It's okay.
Yes, you would have actually probably seen the pamphlet, right?
Mhm.
It's not.
did.
It's not nearly so like well designed as yours. It's way cluttered. It's got all this writing in small like print. There was a notion on the back that to free or injure one of the slaves of the Sahagwin dynasty would lead to having your hands and feet removed from your body before you spent 2 years and 2 days being tormented in the depths of the sea by their many tentacled god.
Right. Which to I said you would totally die before, you know.
And they basically agreed. Yeah. But that was a footnote on the pamphlet. Yeah. Seems likely.
Oh.
And I think that the kobold is just like, all right. So are you going inside then?
Yep.
Or are you here? Okay.
Thank you.
And I think like, he opens the door and holds it, like very nervously watching the badman.
Badman's like, it was a joke. It was just a joke. You see, like I just like do tricks with light. It's kind of cool. His hands like are glowing like with his like little purple side blades. He's just sort of like juggling them around. He's like, it's all fun, you know. It's all a joke.
I think I want to be the last one to go in. I'll pull out a pamphlet and just, your god seems so much crueler than this one, so just consider, and I'll just pop him a pamphlet.
Actually, this sounds great. It's sort of just a de facto worship being born as property of the Empire, so maybe I'll have a read.
Okay. Rhea enters and ducks sort of as she enters.
And so, like Rhea ducks in, and as the pair of you like come in, taking in this place, it's a very sort of clustered, like antique shop kind of a vibe. There's all sorts of nautical stuff, like nets hanging off the walls, all sorts of stuff everywhere. And there's a few kobolds moving about, but I think you hear this voice before you see this old kobold come like flying around from one of the shelves. He's about like 5 or 6 feet off the ground, very Asturias vibes in the way he's just like flying around everywhere. But he's got like these bundles of scrolls in his arms, like trying to kind of hold all of them. And he's like, "Oh, you're back. I was not expecting you all to get back here so soon. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, you've got a furbog with you.
Yes, this is
I thought you
Rhea.
might be excited by this.
That's incredible. I've never actually met a furbog before. I've read a great deal about them. I'm a bit of a historian if it's not. Why, you're purple.
Badman.
By the twin moons of Cerealia, is that your name?
It's you say it really fast. It's just like
Badman.
Badman.
It's
Badman.
just one name, Badman?
Badman.
I am so sorry for any trauma that I inflicted on your friends. You seem immediately lovely.
That's remarkable. Your friends said the same thing, and actually, they've been working really hard to convince me to come with you.
Oh, you have to. You have to.
I get it. When we were, they were like,
Thank you.
"We're gonna bring a cobalt," and I was like, "Oh," and then I
No.
see you, and I'm like, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah, but seriously.
Well, that's
seriously, you
amazing.
have
I'll be
to.
honest.
You have
I
to.
haven't had a whole lot of traction with other kobolds. I'm kind of disliked, to be honest with you.
No.
Really?
Oh, not
Yeah.
here. No.
Go figure.
Instantly, we're connecting. Definitely.
Yeah.
I thought it was because of my wealth and prominence establishing this flourishing business here in Hueroto.
Well, I do want to definitely hear more about the wealth. Is interesting, but it's not the only. It's not the only thing.
Well,
Secondary.
your friend, the Gift Q there, the professor, he actually encouraged me to relinquish all material wealth to my young heirs here so I could come with you on your
No.
journey through the stars.
Oh, well, that's not necessary.
Yeah, that's whatever you want to do. You can bring whatever you want. Like we said, you're more than welcome. Yeah, and he's read about so many adventures, but he's never been on any himself.
We've been on
Not
a lot
one,
of
if you could
adventures.
believe it.
Do you like giant robots that float through space? We've been on one of those. We're constantly fighting like little bug things, and we'll protect you. We go to space whales. All sorts of really
Yeah,
cool
you've
flights to
eaten.
space.
You've eaten space whale.
You ever met a cat before?
This is amazing. Actually, my friend has a water cat, and I hate them. They're very slimy, and it knocked over my talking plant.
My
Yes,
cat's
you.
not
I
slimy.
remember.
We did hear about this.
I
water cat.
remember that. I remember that.
They're disgusting, and they don't even taste good.
Sorry, what was your name? Sorry.
My name's
Yeah.
Rox Foolbelter. It's Z-R-O-X.
That's my fault.
Foolbelt.
That's great.
I didn't pick it for myself.
You could have any name you want, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not so
True.
sure it works that way.
No,
It
definitely
does.
would.
It really
does.
does.
My friends
Especially if you're gonna
decided
start
my
a
name
new
should be
adventure with
Nicholas,
us.
and so I've gone with Nicholas. You can just do whatever you want, really.
Well, that seems remarkable. My experience here in Hueroto has been very much the opposite of that, actually. We're basically subjected to a terrible regime of these fish people.
Yeah, that's terrible, which is why you should totally come with us.
It's true.
You know, you've made a really compelling case, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah?
I've gathered up all these documents that I thought might be pertinent if I were to leave,
We have whale
because I'm
meat.
really
If you
debating
want-
it.
If you want whale meat, we've got whale meat. We've got so many things.
You keep saying that, and I'll be honest, I'm intrigued.
And the professor keeps a charcuterie board all the time.
There's always charcuterie,
Yeah.
And extra kelp.
Well, I
cookies.
love cheese.
Not charcuterie. Just
No.
but we could work on that if that's going to sweeten the pot.
I'll be honest, I've subsisted on a diet of mostly fish and poultry for my 73 years, so it sounds delicious.
Yes.
73, you're so young. You have so much life to see.
Actually, I've lived more than twice the expected life expectancy of a kobold, and I plan to die
Wow.
any day now. That was the crux of your professor's argument for me to abandon everything I owned in my entire life to come with you.
Can I
Could happen any day.
I want to lean down and try to whisper this to the group. It's just like, yeah, this seemed like such a good idea, but if he does die with us, I will be so sad. So
Well, I would rather have him die in our hands and protected
I don't.
by people
I
who
don't
care
want him to
then
die
to
in
these
my
people.
hand.
Literally.
Well, no,
Probably
no,
never
not
has.
like. I don't
Me.
really want that to happen. I just mean,
Alright.
I'd rather have the chance to save him than not.
Right, but like he's definitely gonna die sometime. But like so
Yeah.
are all of us. So
So
like
is everybody
we could all
except-
die
except
before he
me,
does.
but everyone
True.
else might die.
Everyone else but the Batman.
Mm.
We could also all die at the same time in a really horrible accident or something.
That could
I feel
also
like
happen.
I feel like Shark definitely hears all this, but yeah.
Yeah, he's he's like, I'll be honest with you, nobody's ever taken such a proprietary notion on when and where I die before, and it's a little disconcerting.
Do you know what?
But,
You get to, we're not like planning it for you.
No, we
we're
just
just saying
care.
if it happened.
We care.
No, it's fine.
But
It actually is
if
deeply
planning
comforting.
things is stressful for you, we can come up with some preparations if that's helpful.
Mhm.
We
Well,
could,
that's
or
actually
you
the
could be like
irony.
a professor and just pretend like bad things are never going to happen and deal with them as they come.
Oh, no, bad things are inevitably going to happen. I mean, that's the irony. I'm really a bit of a methodical planner, and this whole notion, it's got me really all out of sorts. My wings are up over my tail, if you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a reasonable decision, but I've been smitten. I'm not sure if your friends told you, but some weeks passed, actually.
Did you just rename yourself? Did you just say your name is Ben Smitten?
Wait, is that how it works?
Yeah, pretty much.
It
Yeah,
can.
you could just be whatever you want.
I'll be honest with you. I've always really hated the name Fool Belt. It's a deeply misnomer.
Come
and
along with us,
I've
Ben.
You want to
Old
be
Ben.
Ben?
Good old
Yeah.
Ben.
Old
Ben.
Good old
Old
Ben.
Ben. Good old Ben.
Old
Just
Ben.
come on the ship, Ben.
That's
Come on.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's almost like
come
there's a
explore
notion
space
I
with
could be a
us, Ben.
space wizard.
Yes, old Ben, please.
Old Ben Smitten, come on. Come join your friends, old Ben Smitten. We got a kitten.
Well-
we got all sorts of stuff for you on the ship.
The only thing that could make this argument more compelling is if you had a robot with some type of hologram telling me that I'm its only hope. But I'll be honest, I'm inclined to go with you all.
That could,
Except,
that could be your. Hold-
Does Waffle do
Doc's
hologram?
gonna like turn towards Waffle and maybe start making some changes.
I think he's just like, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm really intrigued. I would love to stand on a world with more dirt than water and, well, to see the home world of the furbolgs and travel to Mizire. Your friend, the professor, with his charcuterie board, I mean, I was very intrigued by him just by his general notion of thought and conception, but the charcuterie board it's very enticing to me.
Wait, will that
I'm
robot with the
intrigued.
hologram really send you over?
Well, I mean, if it's on the table, I don't see why I would turn it down.
You see, is Waffle with us right now?
Oh yeah.
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 Oh my
yeah.
God! You brought that robot dragon back.
Yeah,
Doc,
and so I
Doc
think
is adjusting. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think like the Batman's just like gonna snap his fingers and point in the general direction of Waffle, and by casting minor illusion, there will be like something that looks like a tiny little Ben Smitten in front of Waffle, like a holographic projection, just being like, "Come on, Ben, you gotta come with us. It's me. It's you. You're literally supposed to be here."
I think he's like, well, I think he looks to the other kobolds and they're just like, I think one of them is like, Grandpa's rocks. We'll never do you justice if you leave, but we promise we'll keep the doors of the Emporium open for as long as our wings will keep our feet up off the ground, or until the Sahagwin take our heads. But we'll preserve everything that you've wanted to here. You should do this thing. I mean, what life do you have left on this place? He's like, yes, that's exactly what I've been thinking about. Well, all right. I mean, it feels relatively likely that I have to do this at this point. There is just one catch.
Yes.
I mean, you did read the pamphlet, didn't you? If I go with you, very likely there will be some repercussions.
We're not doing anything illegal. We're not freeing you. You're just going on a trip.
Yeah,
I'm
vacay.
technically a free kobold, but they're not going to take so kindly to this.
Well,
Maybe
if
we
you
sneak you on board.
Yeah.
And then we leave.
Wait, you
That's
are
brilliant.
or you're not a free kobold?
Well, I am, but I was given my freedom on the predication that I manage and maintain this establishment for service to the Sahagwin Empire.
Which you have done.
Yeah, and you're doing that
I have.
remotely.
Yeah, just
It's,
tell them
you
you're
know.
working remotely
Oh,
now. A lot of people have started doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be honest with you. I've gotten the notion over the decades that they don't really even know one of us from the other.
There you
Maybe
go.
my grandson here could just tell them it's me.
Yeah,
Who
just say
could, he
you're
could
working
be
out.
Zrock now.
Your name was Derek, but now it's Rock.
Derek with
I'm
a Z.
renaming you. Derek with a Z. How'd you know?
It's Derek.
You're familiar with the kobold vocabulary. That's remarkable.
I've been around a while.
Yeah.
All right, listen. You're Zrock now. If anybody asks, just pretend you're me. And if they have any questions, just pretend you forgot. I'm really old. And he's like, all right, I'm going to need a few extra minutes. And also, I'm still going to need that gold for these things here.
Yeah, we got it.
I'll be honest, I'm really not a very good businessman, and the coffers are just about empty, so I need to leave some money for these poor people to feed themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Leave it, and hopefully the others can be a bit better financially minded.
That's almost a guarantee. All right. Let me just go get my collapsible fishing pole and pack a bag real quickly.
I think the badman turns to Lux.
He has a collapsible fishing pole.
Yes. Yeah,
This
yeah,
guy's
yeah.
so great. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I can't
That
believe I
was the
almost
starting
killed every
point.
single kobold in this store.
He's so good. No, he's so great. I love him.
Yeah, he tried to sell us the fishing pole, but we
But
said
we told
he
him
should bring it with him.
Unbelievable. I wasn't feeling so sure about this whole group. I have to be totally honest. And now, I feel like we're really vibing pretty hard.
It's all coming together.
And so I think that over the course of the next hour, Zrock's flutters about his shop, directing his little kobold associates here and there, and a bunch of them are kind of bringing pamphlets to the front desk. Not pamphlets, but pieces of parchment. And he's like, well, we've got all the documents that you were hoping to purchase copied over for you. I've got the pot right here. You're gonna need to find your own plant.
I will.
Here you go. You
Thanks.
wanted this here amulet, this clockwork amulet. Here's the 425 gold pieces. I'll just put this right to the side for my associates. I've got a number of bags here. I'm not sure I could carry all of them because I'm very old
We can help.
and small. All right, that's great.
Jeffrey gets to work.
Well,
And so Jeffrey, the cat, will start tugging at whatever bags Jeffrey can.
Jeff's dragging this backpack across the floor, and I think Rox is like, all right, my friends. Your friends, your family, all of you. Well, you've done a good job running the Emporium with me for all these years, and now I'm going to leave it in your heads. This is News Rocks. They call me Ben now. And this is the beginning of a new chapter of my life. I wasn't expecting anything this exciting to happen to me while I'm this old. But it just goes to show you, you never know what tomorrow may bring. So keep your eyes open and keep your hands off the gift smut. That stuff makes a hell of a profit when these mercenaries come into town. Don't set the place on fire. I probably will never see you again because, well, as discussed for the past few hours here, my death is imminent. Godspeed, my friends. I'm off to the stars.
To the stars.
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 To the stars.
Okay,
Where do we go now? I'm not really sure.
I mean, do we want to maybe go grab some more food and stuff before we head out? We got some time still, I think.
I'm
Yeah.
really just excited about that charcuterie board.
I feel like should we drop off Ben and then maybe try to find that tiefling again? I don't know if they'll talk to us, but they seem
Yeah.
to want to talk to us more.
Ben, are they just gonna
Sure.
let you? Are the guards just gonna let you go right by and get on the ship?
Well, we're going to find out, won't we?
Yeah, okay, but we could do some planning before.
That sounds like an actual good idea. I do like planning. You could put a blanket over my head and carry me like a little baby. I just say that because you're actually very tall.
Yeah, I know. If I was wondering, I could disguise myself, and then you could.
Well,
if I was carrying you, would you be disguised too?
Could you fit in my backpack?
Well, I'm not sure. How much stuff do you have in there?
Not a lot. I don't really carry very many things.
He's like, I think he's old. He's still like a kobold, right? Like how tall is a kobold?
They're little.
Yes, very
They're
small.
little.
Here.
Are they barely
Here.
very little?
If you're comfortable, Ben, do you want to try and fit
He's
in my
only-
back?
He's only like 3 feet tall, Grace. You know, he's small. You know, and so he's
Like fit in a bag small?
Yeah, 3 feet
Well,
is still for a
Depends
bag.
on the
I mean,
size of the bag, I guess.
Hey, we got a bag
Well, I
of
could
holding?
certainly try it. Why don't you set it down on the floor?
Okay.
Okay.
And do you have any bags in the store?
Yeah, much bigger bags.
why don't we
actually.
grab
a
He's,
couple
like,
of
stepping
those?
his
Yeah,
feet in.
yeah.
He's like
a
pulling it up
bag.
around
the
his
one who has
waist,
to
like.
say this. Jeez.
You're the brains
But
of the
actually, seems like
operation,
you're
Ben.
very wise. Yeah, you had that great bit of wisdom about how I could just do whatever I want
Do
with my
anything,
name.
Ben. Be a whole new person.
This is going to be a radical time in my life,
New
Ben.
version of you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
I
so
feel
we're gonna.
blurred again.
We'll get a big bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'll hold it in my arms. I'll like waddle towards the ship. I'll make
Well,
all
no,
sorts. I'll make
I
all
don't
sorts
know.
of noises. They'll stay away.
That
know if that-
seems pretty conspicuous.
Yeah. Why don't you just? I'll put you on my back, on my other my other backpack, my
Yeah.
very empty backpack.
Edmund, maybe
Okay.
you can be more of the distraction.
Yeah.
They'll have to see me first, but I guess I could step into their line of sight.
I could go talk to them about Clancy.
You should do that too.
Yeah. So we're doing this first, and then we're going to go back and try and find a tieflin. We have a tieflin on
A forest.
Well, you're not going to find any forest
Yeah,
here
this
on
is mostly marsh wetland.
Cerealia.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've just
No,
got
yeah,
tiny
no.
little islands.
So yeah.
All right. I'm getting in this bag now. This seems like a bit of an arduous way to start this whole journey, but whatever it takes, I
Hey.
guess.
It's
You
an
know-
adventure.
Mm-hmm.
The professor did say it's dark in space.
Yeah.
And
Right
it's dark
now-
inside the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
This
what
is
I was
the-
going
it's-
for.
we call
We're
it
really,
a
we're on a...
It's a
You're
teaser.
gonna have to be quiet, okay?
No, that's easily done. I mean, I'm quiet for at least 8 hours a day while I sleep.
That's
You
true.
tired right now?
Right, but now you have to do it while you're
Not
awake.
really. I'm wired. This is very exciting.
All
All right. I'm in the bag. I'm
Okay.
being quiet.
All
Okay.
right. Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to the guards. Maybe first. You want to sneak past? Yeah. And just gonna. So, who do y'all worship around? Who's the god you worship? I just said that's the first. That's my opening line.
I think one of the kobolds like turns up to you like, excuse me?
I had just had some questions about the religion around here. It seems
Oh.
like there's a very angry god around here.
Oh, yes. The god of the almighty Sahagwin Empire, of course.
Does he have a
We
name
all
or just
give
the
fealty
god?
and worship to them. They won't tell us its name.
Oh, you
We
need
are-
a god with a name.
We are mere kobolds and not allowed to pass through our unholy lips the great name of their mighty god, though they say it has many tentacles and is a vengeful, horrific creature.
Do you want to watch what happens when I say my god's name? Watch. Clancy.
Oh my.
Like, look around. Nothing.
I think the other one's like, nothing happened, miss.
Yeah, okay, nothing bad happened.
Exactly.
You know.
Nothing
And I
happened.
think the other one's like, I get her point.
So, so I just have this pamphlet here. I'm just going to pull, there's two guards, right?
Yeah.
So, two pamphlets, and I'm just going to hand them over. And
Can't
this
share
is,
a pamphlet.
No, you need your own. And just start retelling the tale of Clancy visiting the Fearbold planet and saving our lives, and now we worship him.
Can I have you make a persuasion check as you're like as you're giving them your speech and
Can
stuff?
I offer some sort of help by I'm like boosting
Yeah.
up the story at every opportunity. Like, yep, he did that, and yep, that was really great.
Oh, excellent!
thanks.
Yes, it's a persuasion check with
Nice.
advantage.
That was great. 21.
And I think that like one of them is like pouring through the pages, and the other one is just like watching you nodding and like looking over, kind of gaze like shifting between you and Doc as Doc's like hyping you up, you know, and so I think one of them is like, "This is just like what we heard from that bard," and the other one's like, "We're not supposed to talk about that," and the first one's like, "But what she's saying that there's more." There's a purpose. We could find our purpose. Our purpose isn't to serve as city guard for these people
No.
that they hate us.
Yeah, you got to go out there and look, and eventually you'll find what you need. Clancy will put it right in front of you, and you'll find it when you least expect it. But it's definitely not going to be here on one of these ships coming in.
It's true. You can do anything you want.
I think the two of them are like looking at the pamphlet. One of them's still reading, like, and they look up at you like, "Thank you for this." Yeah.
Yeah. What's your names? Chris? And
No, that's Chris over there.
So sorry. Yeah.
No problem. It's really hard to tell us all apart. We're very reptilian creatures. We're very different from you. My name is Krazitz. And this right here, this is Michael.
With a Z, right?
With the Z?
It's actually with a Q. Oh!
That's the Batman.
I'm the Batman.
Spelled with a Q.
Wait, are you
And a Z.
a ghost?
Was a ghost.
They can come back. They can come back for being ghosts. And I think simultaneously the two guards, Krazitz and Michael, look over to you and they're like, "We had a really traumatic experience with ghosts when we were adolescents."
We've heard
Yeah.
about this experience. You shouldn't let people do that to you either.
It's
Yeah,
kind
you
of
should
not an
probably
option.
just let us go through unless you want to have another traumatic experience.
and I think that like from behind you hear the voice of Chris again, like, "Good to see you back. They wouldn't open the ship, and it's just that docking fee.
Oh yeah, we can go inside and get that for you. Actually.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
We're not
great.
leaving.
Yes,
I think
great.
we got one more errand to run. We just got to drop the
Great.
stuff back off, and then we'll be out.
That's terrific. Okay,
You're on-
so just to like
You're
frame
muted.
up what's happening here. Oops, I'm muted. I accidentally fat fingered my mute button. So just to clarify what's happening here, Ray is talking to like these couple of kobolds. Doc has walked over and is helping. The Badman's with them, and so Lux, what are you
Lux
doing?
is just,
You're just
casually striding towards the ship.
nice with your backpack and this
Yep.
big satchel of kobold over your shoulder and the whole thing.
Yep.
Okay, got it. And so,
Oh, no.
whoa,
No.
that just got very dramatic. That's okay. So, with that, Lux, you head up onto the deck of the ship, and like there's like this movement and jostling and bustling kind of from behind. Yeah. And I think you hear like the whisper from the back of like, "Are we there?
Yeah, just stay quiet, okay?
I'm staying very quiet."
You can here, why don't I'm gonna introduce you to Jake, and you're gonna hang out with him for a little bit, okay?
All right.
Jake's a turtle.
By the twin moons of Cerealia, a turtle.
This way.
This is the best decision I've ever made. All right. Oh, no, wait, I'm being quiet. I forgot. All right. Yeah.
Good job.
So you're like letting him out of the satchel. Meanwhile, outside, Rhea and Doc and the Badman, you guys are all here talking. And like, Doc, you're like, oh yeah, we'll just go on the ship. We'll get the money. Don't worry about it. Lux has like made her way on, seemingly without any complications.
I
Great.
think we'll just wait for Lux to come back because we're gonna keep going. So, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, Clancy, he's great. The bad man, he didn't know what he needed. He needed to be alive, and Clancy helped out with that. So,
Yeah,
Good
Clancy
things.
brought the Badman back from the dead.
Sure.
Doc kind of looks at Rhea like, did I get that right?
I think that's basically the gist of it, yeah.
That's basically the gist of it. Okay, so you guys are talking to these couple of kobolds, and you're waiting for Lux to like come back out, right? And I think that it's at this point that we see like a few Sahagwin down the street kind of stop. And they're like talking with a couple of the kobolds, and the pair of them start like striding directly towards the group of you.
And
Yeah, as like Lux, you're like making your way back down off the ramp, and
Lux
I think that
will
you
grab the docking fee too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you've got like the satchel with the 100 gold. You're coming back out. Like Zrox is being like stashed away, like overwhelmed by meeting your companion. Sorry, it's gonna take him a minute. And so as you're like coming back down out of the ramp with this bag, you see very clearly these two Sahagwin in this kind of like shark skin armor, carrying like tridents, walking up to your friends that are talking to these kobolds here.
Okay, Lux is gonna like try and pick up her pace a little bit to like get there.
Okay. And so as you guys are here, these like Sahagwin come like walking up from behind you. And just to clarify, these Sahagwin are like somewhere like 6 to 7 foot tall, like scaly fish people, right? They have these kind of fins jutting out from their faces and these kind of catfish whiskers drooping down off of their upper lips. These like deep black eyes. They vary in shades. Many of them are some kind of hue of green, others like black and gold, and like, there's a real lot of like disparity in the colors of them. But as they come striding up, I think one of them is just like, this is your ship.
Yeah.
How close is Lux?
Lux is like closing in on them now. Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna like try and like yell and like interrupt the conversation, like, "Oh yes, and here's the docking fee. We're all good to go."
And I think like one of the kobolds is like, great, and like reaches up for it. And the Sahagwin at this point like step forward, and one of them like just intercedes, like grabbing the bag of coins out of your hand. The other one like walking right up to the Badman and like looking down at him, right? And the Sahagwin like opens the coin bag, like just jingling it around a little bit, like, looks like it's all here. And the other one is like staring at you, Badman, and then like glances past the rest of you and looks up at the ship like, your paperwork was irregular. Where is this ship from?
Space.
Yeah, we're rather
Yeah.
irregular. We're just stopping in. We thought we'd, buy some things, help the economy. We're buyers of interesting things, and we heard that this was a fascinating place.
It's true. I bought a bunch of cookies.
I think that like they're like looking around at you, and the one that's like in front of the Badman is like, that's all well and good, but we've never had a ship in Laroto that has no affiliations to the guilds.
We just like to keep our options open. Is that so wrong?
It's irregular.
Life is irregular.
You could eat some prunes and fix that, probably.
Prunes.
Is
not
there
quite grapes, but
is there a guild that Lux would know that she could like call on that like wouldn't be that like isn't here. She didn't see a ship from that guild, but like that she could just be like, yeah, we're from.
Sure. What do you say? Yeah. What do you say? What's it called?
Oh, cool! I could just make one right up.
I mean, that's what happens. That's what we do.
Well,
Use
I know,
guild
but I
name
mean, I didn't know if there
generator.
was a specific maybe like her parents belonged. I mean, yeah, I guess maybe the one that her parents belonged to, right? Did I write anything down?
I don't know.
No, 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 I didn't.
What are some examples of other guild names in the?
Well,
Uh,
we're how about this? We're from the Tam Fay Guild, actually.
Make a deception check.
Oh man.
oh yeah. Can I be touching her hand and be casting
Yeah.
guidance? Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, guidance.
Oh
Need
yeah.
it.
We love the
buddy.
roll. It's a good roll.
24.
Nice. And I think that like the one that's like got the coin in its hand like stops and looks back at you like, why? You should have just told the receivers that when you filled out the documentation.
Well, you know, it's not the most well-known guild. I just figured we would, you know, we're just stopping by quick.
We were also really hungry at the time.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know,
Starving.
clearly, you know, food brain.
And paperwork can be such a drag.
Oh, paperwork.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, okay, it's long, it's tedious. There's many
I
boxes.
wasn't being
Sorry?
literal.
Oh, okay.
And I think that they like he looks over to the one that's standing in front of the badman, and there's this very like tense like interaction happening here where this guy is like kind of how tall is the badman?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's like, I don't think he's like super tall.
Okay, yeah, I didn't get the impression.
I mean,
either.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, you know, like roughly my height.
Yeah.
It's like 5'6".
He's like a
Oh, the
5'6".
Batman's Josh is Josh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like basically
Yeah.
just like my height. Yeah.
So you have like this 7-foot tall fish guy looming over you, right? And it's that very real like I'm trying to intimidate you vibe that he's putting out.
Yeah.
You know?
Can the Batman
stand right
like
behind-
intimidatingly like stare back at him? Like, can I do an intimidation roll in terms
And
of
I
Yeah,
would
like
maybe
stand
we can
over
do
the
it
Batman.
together?
I would like to help, so I'd like to stand over the Batman, staring back at this person because I'm very tall.
You are very tall. You're even taller than he is.
Yeah.
So there's this really interesting little like Olympic like pedestal thing happening here. Of like, so go for it. Make an intimidation check with advantage.
22.
Oh yeah, and I think that
Oh, yeah.
it's just like it makes this gross kind of slurping sound like.
Yeah,
And,
and I think that the Batman's kind of like his stomach is like the vortex is like swirling and groaning inside, so like he's like kind of like matching the guttural noises, but inadvertently.
And I think that the Sagwin like looks up from the Badman at you, Rhea, and like its eyes narrow a little bit, but the other one is like, they've paid their fee. Let's go. I get to go back home in a few hours. Need to fill out the paperwork. Ugh. And the other one's like, all right. And they just kind of like turn, like casting glances back at you and start like striding away back down the street.
Nice
with
to
your
meet
bag of
you.
corn.
Thank you for your help and business.
And I think the
I-
kobold guards, the kobolds that are like standing there with you, Lux, are like, they don't care at all.
I know that.
Oh, okay, we
Jeez.
weren't sure because your friend with the sarcasm. It's
No. I'm just glad that went over smoothly. That could have probably been bad. Ooh.
Okay, so so we're going to find a forest. Forest.
A Ferris, the Wizened.
The wizard.
The Wizened.
so actually, why don't I have Doc and Lux make perception checks?
Is he there? Somebody's watching me. Great. Perception.
more singing, Taylor.
Yep.
Uh,
This is happening.
Doc, I think like you notice in like the distance, kind of like standing, leaning up against one of the buildings, the blue skin like tiefling with the horns curled down around their head is like eyeing the dragonfly.
Great. I think with like one last parting shot at the kobolds, be like, but seriously, like, y'all should hope for something better. And then I think she's gonna like head in the direction of the tiefling.
And as Doc like starts heading over after the tiefling, I think that Michael like looks over at Krazitz and is like, we should get more of these pamphlets. And they like look over to Ray.
I have like 5. I'll give him 5.
And I think that they're like, thanks again. And as they're walking away, you hear the pair of them like, we should stop by the Emporium and have those kobolds that can read copy these over.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
I think
yeah.
you hear the other
baby.
one like, wait a minute, can't you read? And he's like, oh yeah, right. Just read the pamphlet, right.
Maybe
yeah.
that's why our paperwork was irregular.
And they kind of like stride off down the street. So you see Doc is like walking over to like this blue skinned tiefling, and like you recognize them, Lux.
Yeah, Lux follows Doc.
Okay.
And is like, oh,
I didn't even see him over there.
Yeah,
What a weirdo.
trying to be sneaky. I don't know.
Okay. And so the pair of you are like walking over to this tiefling, Rhea and Badman. Like you see this like blue skinned tiefling that Doc and Lux are kind of like headed over to.
yeah,
They
Lux
gesture for you to
beckons.
follow.
Yeah.
So as you're coming, I think we see him kind of like shift his weight off the wall and step forward, like tilting his head, and he's like, well met again. I'd expected that you would have departed by now, but I'll be
No.
honest, I just came down to see that thing fly.
Didn't
I've
you
never seen a
say
ship like this.
we should talk more? You said that. That's why I came over.
Yes, but your friend was in, it seemed like a bit of an urgent rush to go meet the Triton you had me contact. I just didn't expect that I would have a chance to talk with you again before you left.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
How'd you get away from that really angry dwarf?
Oh, yes. The first mate of the Princess of the Night. He is a surly individual, isn't he? Most dwarves are. I don't know how many you've met, but I just, well, I completed the responsibilities that management had. That's all.
Ah.
I wanted us to speak more because it's so unusual, travelers in the stars such as you. I had heard a rumor when we landed here. There was some talk that one of the bards of the Blossoms actually came through Waroto just some months past and left a story in her wake of travelers returned to the stars, adventurers, explorers, those whose hearts soar with their ships. And, well, it seems as though you all are that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've heard the mention of this bard a few times. Do you know where we could find them?
Oh, I do not. I am afraid to say. I believe that part of the moniker I've been given is my willingness to acknowledge that which I do not know. But
I'm sure that Asterius might know actually, but it's Salahil Trifarane, I think was
yes,
her
indeed,
name.
that was her very name. It's rumored, actually, that, well, she's been on the run. She's fled from the Kingdom of Blossoms with something important. Information, I believe. Where she is, that's anyone's guess.
When he said did he say he doesn't know, or he doesn't? Did he say he does not know?
You broke up a little bit, but I think you're saying, did he not know? And he's saying he doesn't know where she is now. He just knows she was here a few months ago. Oh, shoot. We just lost a Grace.
no.
No, Grace is just tiny.
Oh, no.
Okay.
What's going on tonight? Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, but so he's like standing here with you guys, like, to be honest, I wanted to just pick your brains a bit and understand a little of what you all are doing, your goals, your experience.
I'm mostly here for the grapes
Yeah,
and adventure, I suppose. My cat needs to see the universe.
I mean, I
Your
think,
cat.
Yeah, it's Jeffrey.
And he just and Jeffrey just like pops out.
It's Jeffrey.
And I think he starts a little bit at that, and yeah, he just kind of says to you like, you are a remarkably unique individual, sir. I have studied many people of the realms, and I'm not familiar with you. You're very singular.
And the bad
See, guys, it's what I keep telling you.
That's probably for the best.
One of a kind, just the one. It's just one badman. Badmin. Singular.
Right, it sounds plural. It sounds like there's multiple
But it's only one.
badmen.
No, it
It's not like
sounds like
bad
there's
man.
lots of men, but he's the bad one.
But I'm the badman.
Mhm.
is there a council of like?
Bad men,
There are bad men.
bad man.
There are bad men.
Mm-hmm.
Many bad men. There's one
So-
bad man.
So is there a Goodman?
We don't talk about good men.
I think his name is John. Rich, I just wanted to insight check if he knew where the bard went, which is what I
Yeah, go
insight
for it.
checked,
Make
and
an
I did
insight
it. I
check.
rolled a 25.
Oh my
Oops.
word. A 25.
Cleric insight.
I love it.
So you get the impression that like he's more maybe familiar with her than he's implying, but that he doesn't know where she is. Like that seems like an authentic statement, right? As you're like
Mhm.
reasoning through it, like how would he know necessarily, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A Ferris, is it? A Forest? A Ferris?
A Ferris, yes.
I believe you that you don't know where this bard is, but could you give us any sort of like indication on, we might find out where they went? You help us out? Someone else we could talk to?
Vrox might know a little bit. Or
Oh.
Old Ben might know a little bit.
Ben.
Oh,
Alright,
Ben.
well.
He's a friend
I think
of ours.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Vrox.
I think he says, I think he like glances around a little bit and he says, it's been many years since we've spoken, but I know that she always held an affection for the Kenku
Mhm.
of Redalia.
Okay.
He says, I'm not sure that you would find her here, but certainly if you were to travel to Redalia and speak to some there, they might be able to orient you better than I would. They've seen her more recently. It was my understanding, according to what I've heard, that when she left the Kingdom of Blossoms, she stopped there for a time.
Okay.
How long ago was she here, though? Because like people keep bringing her up as if it was, recent.
Well, it was only 3 months ago, and 3 months is not such a long time, though also not recent, I understand. But I think rather it's the reverberation of her words has left an impact. She sang, well, I've heard her sing before, and I'll say this, that she's a woman that moves people when she has cause to. And she sang to those who heard her that night of, well, wonder, of hope, of a world better than the one that these poor people are trapped in. So the notion that that song is still echoing in their minds months later is no surprise. Such is the way of culture and history. It only takes a few words from one person at the right time to set a course that will change things.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of the songs? Could you sing any?
Oh no. I am not a singer. That's not.
Come
Well.
on.
Just a little like hum.
I think he's like blushing a little bit. His blue cheeks are like turning a little bit purple, and he's like, I'm not a very good singer at all.
Well,
Okay.
to
You just
answer your question, we all are, I think, on a common purpose to adventure for adventure's sake.
It's a strange notion. It is. Well, I know that you all have some pressing issues, and I didn't want to delay you. Well, it's rare that I meet other tieflings in the world. I was curious as to your friend Asturias and their mission, and as to all of you, really. You are people who it seems like I will want to remember.
If you want to
Well,
go talk to them, they're just on the ship.
It's true. And you can
Well-
reach out, right? You did the mind thingy. Yeah.
Indeed, yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's quite a useful trick.
Seems that way.
Well, should a need ever arise, you know my name. If you can reach out to me in such a way, please do. I am very pleased to have made your acquaintance.
Same.
Yeah.
Likewise, I think.
By
We
the
didn't
way,
really
do you
get to
have
talk much, but you seem fine.
do you have a last name, or do you literally just call
It's
yourself
the Wizened.
Wizened?
I didn't give myself the moniker. It was applied to me after my years in service with the Princess of the Night. I do have a surname.
Oh,
Yeah.
would you like to tell
Oh,
us? what
great.
it is?
I'd rather not. No.
Oh well.
But
Wait, so when you
said
say
we can reach
you
out
know,
to you.
yeah, we know your name,
Yeah.
so we can reach out to you. We don't
Mhm.
know your name.
No.
Well, I mean, Afaris the Wizened is a very specific name. It's
I've
really
known a variety of Wizens, actually.
my
It's
last
more
name is
common than you
Mario.
think.
My last name is Mario. My name is Afaris Mario. It's Afaris Mario.
Okay. That's good. Okay.
I was mocked relentlessly for it as a
Well,
child. I'll be
I
honest
can
with
see
you.
why.
It's- Already,
no.
I was born on a planet of winged tieflings. I have no wings.
Hmm.
Hey, listen, you're pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
we
I
don't.
know
we
it's a
don't
bit of
wanna
a
mock your name.
pretentious.
Yeah,
It's a
no.
pretentious moniker to go around calling oneself the Wizened. I understand. I didn't give it to
Yeah.
myself. I really, I feel like it gives a bad impression of me upon first meeting. I'm sorry.
Well, you can
Oh.
just say a Ferris. Like, I'm just Lux.
Yeah, like if you have a stupid name, I'll let you know. But it's fine.
You would not believe this. This came up. You can give yourself whatever name you want.
Any name.
Very
You-
true.
Any
Oh,
name.
no.
Totally
Yeah.
remake
No.
it.
No,
It's
that
true.
is entirely unacceptable
No, you
amongst winged
Did you say
tieflings.
Tyler acceptable? I heard N Tyler acceptable. N Tyler.
You want to
Lady
be
acceptable.
Tyler the Wizard?
Not
I think
not Kim Possible, but Tyler acceptable.
they often start with A names, right? So it could be a Tyler Impossible.
Just a
Or
thought.
the Forest, whatever.
We don't want to push this on you.
I mean, I'll be very honest with you. Afaris is a very, very common name amongst tieflings.
Oh.
I grew up. There were 4 other Afarises in my class with
Oh,
me,
wow.
which is why I felt
Just
rather
a whole
good
forest full of forests.
Oh, no,
about.
don't.
I've not
That's pretty
ever
good,
heard
Doc.
that
That's good.
joke
So-
before. That doesn't.
So did you do like a Faris M, a Faris L, like?
They
Or
called me Fari. They called me Fari when I was a boy at school. It was
Aw,
terrible,
Fari.
and I hated it.
Why?
Yeah,
I
that's
do
great.
Not want
I
to
like
be
that.
Fari.
You know what? I'm
You should-
very
you should
sorry
do-
about that.
You should do Fario. You should like merge your names.
Ah.
Fario.
I knew a man named Afario who cast a ferocious chromatic orb when we were in academy. Yes. It was very swell. Oh my God! Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
is it thunder?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got some.
That was like Titanic thunder. Okay,
my
we'll see what happens.
God.
If I vanish at some point, don't hold it against me. So I think that Afaris is like, I'm not sure, well, I'm not sure about all this name-changing business, but you know how to find me if you need me.
Where are you going next?
Do we though? I don't even know what name you're going to be going by.
It will be the same name that you found me by, which is Afaris the Wizened. This is the name that I believe is going to stick with me.
Where are you going next?
He says the Princess of the Night is scheduled for a few stops. I believe that we have a 6-week journey from here to our next location. Where was it that we were stopping again?
Also, Badman, Princess of the Night, pretty good ship name, right?
Yeah, I am a passenger of the Princess of the Night.
He says we're headed to Styrian. Is the world.
Okay.
It's an alpine location. We're bringing a great deal of goods here: food, fish oil, hides, and metals harvested from beneath the waves to trade there.
And you just hang out on the ship to just explore?
Just to be wise on the ship.
I have been appointed. My designation is with the Princess of the Night. I've been with them for some near 13 years now. I act as their advisor in matters of culture and diplomacy when we are traveling through remote spaces.
Yeah, we got one of those.
Yes, that's why I was so very excited when I saw them.
Okay.
Do you also have a handbook?
Oh, yes. I mean, the handbook is, that's most of our training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We haven't
It's
read
very
it yet.
poorly written. No, it's terrible, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Very out of date.
Yeah. Well, guess we'll see you around, or maybe not, but probably. Yeah.
It's, it is a gigantic place, space with its many worlds, but it also...
Smaller than you think.
Yes, it feels that way sometimes, actually. Yes.
Well,
it was very pleasant meeting all of you.
Yeah.
I wish you well on your journeys. Keep me in your minds.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we before we head back to the ship, I will ask the crew. You know, a while ago, I think I found them in the cave. I have like 24 emeralds, and feels like, is that something we want, or do we want to try and find somewhere where we could turn it into gold?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Why not?
Would we use emeralds for anything? No.
They're nice to look at.
Badman,
you could eat
you don't
them.
like eat emeralds. Yeah.
Do you eat emerald?
No problem. Yeah, just set them on down.
No.
Okay, I think maybe I think it's the best if we try. So maybe if I could see if there's like doing the best to see if there's somewhere in town that I could trade at least some of them in, if not all of them.
All of them?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what are you? You just want to like look around a little bit, or are you going to ask somebody?
I'd ask somebody. Do I see?
Okay.
Do I see Michael?
You would, yeah. You actually do, yeah. You see
Mikey.
Michael, the kobold, with like a group of other kobolds, and he's got the pamphlet, and he's like reading it out loud to them as like you spot him down the street. Yeah.
Okay. Michael, I just wondering if there's that's good. Pamphlets. Great all around. Pamphlets all around. Go Clancy.
Yes, I'm reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just wondering, do you know if there's anywhere in town that would like trade in valuable gems for money?
Oh, yes, you want the oyster shell. He's a very unpleasant sort of fellow that runs it, but head for the oyster shell. It's just down this way. Then you're going to need to make a left or a right, and he gives you like some directions. It's over. It's near the warehouse district.
Oh,
be careful.
If there's a full moon, we gotta be careful. Okay. All right. Thanks, Michael. That's great. That's so great. Thanks, bud.
Michael,
Is he doing? Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
Is he like telling everybody about the pamphlets?
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast guidance on him for his.
Oh my goodness.
Excellent.
I just
That's
touched
just
him.
what we
Give him a little
love.
pat.
Good job, Michael. Good job.
Very
Oh my
good.
goodness.
I like that we've sort of started this like kobold revolution on this
Yes.
planet.
Oh,
quietly,
Oh
buddy.
no, he's not charismatic
Well-
at all.
should have left it. I feel like it would have been better.
He's trying.
To not give
trying.
a speech. He's trying so
Little
hard.
Little fella's working at it, you know.
Well, I mean, also, what's the DC to convince kobolds?
True.
Great question. Yeah.
Like,
Very
They
good
seem
question.
pretty suggestible.
yeah.
Hey Michael, by the way, I had a question for you.
Yes?
How do just a thought. How do you think the kobold population compares to the Sahagwin population?
Oh, we outnumber them 8-1. We're a prolific people.
I just want you to think about that sentence for a while.
Don't you know we're talking about a revolution?
But hey, we'll
We're
see you
doing
around.
I think his head is like tilted, like. Think about it. Think
He,
about it. Okay.
he can't do math.
You know, tell
His-
people.
His math is all wrong.
So I
Fun
think if you
fact.
go to, the Emporium, you might find, I don't know, just like share the ideas you've been thinking about lately with each other, and
Yeah.
let that percolate in your brain holes a little bit.
Yeah.
Krazitz went down there with the pamphlets to get copies made. I'll stop through.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Right.
like rise up.
Right. Great.
I think like he's like, oh, maybe, And he's like, so a lot of you like walking away, heading for the oyster shell.
We're gonna find
So
out
with
6
Rhea-
months later all the kobolds are murdered.
Oh no!
Their
Yeah,
crew
you're gonna be
failed the
somewhere
coup.
else.
Yeah.
How much do you guys
After
outnumber
the
them by
kobold
now?
purge on
They
Cerelia.
outnumber us 8-1.
He got his math mixed up.
Oh no, that would be so bad.
I learned how to read at expense of arithmetic. Yeah.
Oh.
It was one or the other in kobold slave school. So
Alright.
and so you guys head down the street, and Rhea, you come around like the corner, and you see this like small shop with the sign above it that it's the oyster shell. And as you stride in, there is at the back a dwarf who is like got his back to you. He's like leaned over a little table, like hammering on something.
Mm-hmm.
And as you come in the door, we hear the door like slap closed. He just kind of like grunts, like, "What do you want?"
Oh yeah, good morning. Just got some gems to trade,
Gems. You got gems?
Mhm.
And this dwarf like wheels around, and he smiles at you. You can see he's got this big fat like gold tooth right in the front of his mouth. He's got like blonde hair that's just like wild and kind of all over the place. This crazy bedraggled blonde beard, And he's just like he wheels around and he's like looking down to your knees. And then he looks up and he's like, well, by the twin moons, you're a biggin. All right.
Yeah, pretty tall. Okay, so I got these emeralds, and I pull out the bag of emeralds and put the bag on the counter. Is there a counter? Put it
Yeah,
down.
you drop the
Got it,
bag on the counter, and he kind of like spills them out, like, these are garbage emeralds.
No.
Yeah, these are the
No.
worst grade emeralds. Look at the size. Look at the quality of this one. Can't even see through it. It's opaque. It's like jade.
No, they're worth a lot of money.
Yeah, you can't pull that stuff with us. We're not.
Oh, what are you ganging up on me then?
I'll go
Oh.
somewhere else. We'll take them somewhere else.
There's nowhere else.
Well,
Where are you gonna go?
We've got a
we
ship.
have a
We don't
ship.
have
I
to.
don't know,
We can
space
go
is
anywhere.
pretty
All right,
big.
all right. Maybe they're all right emeralds. Let me have a look. Just eyes are getting old. Like takes a monocle out of his pocket, and he's like staring down at them. He's like, "All right. They're not as bad as I thought at first. I mean, you got some. It looks like some blood on them here. All right. So, how much? What are you looking for?
Hmm.
You got no clue, do you?
No, I have some clue. Guys,
Of course.
See, I know. I think they're worth more than that. Like, I think I know what an emerald is
I
in the
don't know
game,
how
but I
many
don't know. I don't know if can Rhea do a
Yeah, have Rhea make a wisdom check.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
Yeah, of course you can.
That's a D4.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
they're definitely worth 100 gold each. Right.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm looking for 150 gold each.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell
Sure
yeah.
are.
I think he just like laughs at you like, "Pfft. Well, then you're looking to make miracles happen. Next thing I
That's
know, you're
for that's for Clancy to do. Not.
Oh, you're one of those.
What do you mean one of those? You've heard of Clancyites?
Dasher clips.
No, not a dasher clip.
What's the
Clancyites.
difference?
There's a rift in the thing. Those guys. They suck. They are so much worse than Clancyites. So
They're crazy bastards. We had a ship of them come through here last year. Madmen.
yeah, they are.
All of
madmen.
them wearing turtle shells,
Madmen's
paint
here.
green.
Madman came through.
Madmen.
Madman was here.
Big reveal of Badman's brother.
You know who I love?
Madman,
Sure,
Badman,
Madman.
and Goodman.
Dave,
I love that guy.
The spirits of Madman and Goodman have both been invoked.
They really have. I think he's just like, I'm not giving you more than 50 gold each.
We gotta meet somewhere. You know. You're not
You're
even
now
close
the
to
third
the number.
dwarf I've met, and
Yeah.
they all suck. Why do you insist on being annoying?
What, do you got a problem with dwarves?
Apparently. I didn't
There's
think
only
I
like-
very
did.
angry. You do.
Huh?
You know what? Do you like exercise? Do you like hit anything? Do you do like boxing?
I hear
or,
that
like,
dwarf track and
training?
field is a really great pastime.
Yeah. Like
You
should
walked
go
in,
out
I'm
and-
hitting the rocks with a hammer. That's all I goddamn do. I hit rocks with a hammer all
Okay,
day.
okay.
And haggle when
okay.
people try to rip
Hey,
me off.
Hey.
But
We're
you could like
both
go for a
just
Don't
job.
tell me to
trying-
relax.
We're both. I'm not gonna say that.
You
I'm
don't
not
want to
gonna-
do that.
I'm not gonna say that.
All right.
I hate it when people tell me that too. Okay. I get
Yeah,
it.
well, we
I
got
get
that
it.
much
Hey.
in common.
You should set up like a training dummy or something, and you should like practice like I don't know, sword fighting or kickboxing. You need like
Sword
something to
fighting?
get all that anger out. That little tiny hammer isn't doing it for you.
All right, about the emeralds. He looks
Yeah.
back at you.
120.
120?
Yeah. Each.
You're out of your furball mind.
Maybe.
I'll give you 80.
One,
Tops!
110.
You're a mad woman.
Mad woman was here.
There's no chance.
Oh
Mad woman was also here.
no! There's women. Of course, there's women.
Mad woman was here.
Oh no! Hey, Badman, do you have a bad woman?
We don't talk about mad woman.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh.
Wait for the comic strip.
Did Goodman and Bad Woman?
Don't talk about it, Lux.
Oh
Come
no!
on. I said, let's
Deep
not. Oh
backstory.
God, my stomach.
Oh no!
Oh man.
I
Oh
think
man.
the
Oh
dwarf,
man.
sorry. I'm sorry, Badman. I'm sorry.
the dwarf leans
Oh
in
man,
on
this is a
Ray.
really tough.
While that's happening, just like me and the dwarf go like 109, 81.
I think that's exactly what happens. He's like, 98, 102. Fine! Fine! Fine, 100 gold each.
Deal.
You're robbing me. Thieves.
All right. Take the bag.
Look, I don't actually have gold. I'm going to have to pay it to you in copper.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding about that part. I was.
Oh, you got me. You got me.
I was
Good.
gonna say I got a
I
big
know
old
that's
bag.
funny.
Yeah, and
Trying
I
to
could eat a
turn
bunch
your
of them, I'm sure.
Don't eat. You let him eat the money. Don't touch my money.
Well, only the money you're giving to us,
Oh, yeah, you can eat that. I don't care what you do with it after the fact. All right, fine. Just give me a moment here while I count out 2,400 coins.
Yeah, it's a lot of gold.
Great. Thanks.
One.
One,
We'll be here.
two. And so fast forward to a few minutes later when there's a stack of 2,400 gold coins on the table.
Man, you counted that really fast.
Mark
Yeah,
it.
that was
Someone's-
great. It was actually really nice of you not to try to rob me while I
Yeah.
opened up my vault, too. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
Uh,
We're the good guys.
No, you're very polite player characters. I wouldn't expect most to be that well behaved.
Yeah, did the badman try to steal anything?
It seems like not.
It seems like the moment.
Just looking at my skills.
Lux, are you
Oh,
tracking
did
that?
Yep.
You put 2,400 gold in our inventory. Great.
Got it.
Do we have something else we wanted to sell?
We got kobolds you're trying to offload. I could always use a couple.
No.
No, we don't sell.
If anything, we would take some of those. They seem great.
I have a platinum ring, but I don't know if it's magical. But it might just be a ring. So.
Well, you can just leave it with me, and I'll let you know next time I see you.
No. No. Could you look at it? Could you tell me? Could you look at it?
I could probably look at
Oh,
it at
yeah.
some point for
Oh,
you
yeah.
if I,
Okay.
you know.
I would imagine that in the weeks of space
Am
travel,
well
I probably
rested.
did look at it. And it is magical.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay. I'm not selling it. And the bronze
It's
belt?
unfortunate.
Do you remember the bronze belt?
I do remember the bronze belt. It was not magical. It's just like a nice looking like piece of like finely made kind of clothing or whatever. It's very old. It's sort of like an art object. It's worth 80 gold.
Should we sell it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay. Do you want it, dwarf? Sorry, your name?
We
I
don't.
thought you would never ask.
Yeah, I know. We got right into the negotiation, so.
We sure did. I like that. I'll be honest with you. I don't actually care what your names are, so I'm not going to ask.
You want to do
But
it
my-
again? Because I got this belt.
I actually really like that belt. I feel like it would suit my palate well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Worth
would
100.
really go with your whole like tough guy aesthetic.
Yeah, what is your name?
Oh, you really do care about
Mhm.
my name.
Ah,
We're-
yeah.
Just
we're
look
big
down
fan
at
of
the sheet of
names.
paper and double check again. My name is Knock Drawer Warbeam.
That's a great name.
With
What?
a Z.
I know.
Knock,
Knock Drawer.
Great.
knock drawer.
That's right. Just spelled just like it sounds.
Sock drawer.
Sock drawer.
That's not what I said, you son of a grape.
What was the last name? Something really cool.
Warbeam.
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 Yeah.
You should go by
Wow.
Warbeam. Like that's
Do
a
you
great
go by
name.
Warbeam?
Did you know you could name yourself whatever?
If you can reinvent yourself.
This is all we're doing tonight is going around
Yeah.
renaming.
Wannabe.
Liberating people of their names.
Your parents, they think they can call you whatever they want. but
Nope.
You can change
Nope.
it at any time.
You can't.
True.
You're your own person.
Except maybe around here, the paperwork might be tricky with the, those guys.
Yeah,
but-
I hate that paperwork.
Yeah.
All right, listen. I'll buy
Yeah.
that belt from you for 90 gold.
Oh, good deal.
Hell yeah.
Just looks so great.
Great. And what should we call you?
You should call me Knock Drawer.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
I really
Yep,
like
yep,
the
yep.
name. I don't see why it's such a problem.
How
You can
about
call me
just
Mr.
knock?
Warbeam.
Mr. Warbeam. Got it.
That's
Yeah.
not my name.
Yeah, but it's short.
Should
So
we call?
what?
Could we call you like KD?
Was that a joke? Are you making dwarf jokes at my shop?
No, I'm not making dwarf jokes in your shop. Chill
But
out,
I do
bro.
have jokes. What about this one? You hear this one? Knock, knock.
Warbeam.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
We've made friends with this man. All right. Well, I don't have anything else to sell you. So,
That's good because
You want to come with us?
No, definitely not. No way. I'll probably try to kill one of you while you're sleeping. You wouldn't want that. All right, listen.
Wait, what?
I'm just talking out of my
You
I'm
really
joking. I make
need to
jokes.
go see somebody.
Yeah, what is it with dwarves and
Jeez,
the anger?
so much
It's
anger.
alcoholism generally. That's probably with the problem. We're not drunk enough for this angry.
Well, you need to be busy yourself so we don't drink so much.
Or just drink more.
No,
You know.
no.
No, I think like if you learn proper coping technique for that anger, like you need to maybe some breathing, some meditation, like.
Try a
Oh my
mocktail.
God! I'm glad we're done with the negotiations. I'm leaving. I
It's
can't take.
Okay, bye.
it's your shop. I don't know
Fine,
where you're
go.
going,
Yeah,
but
totally.
okay.
I know. You got to leave with me. That's what I'm implying. Come on, let's go. Let's go. I need to start drinking. You're talking
Do
to
you
me
have
like
a
my
wife
mother.
or like family?
A wife?
Yeah.
No. How many dwarves do you think there are in this place? I'm trapped in this shitty island with these kobolds.
Trapped on this island, eh?
Yeah. Maybe we want to take this shitty dwarf along with us too.
I mean, I've got a better deal than most, but it's still not that great.
Yeah.
No wife.
All right. Well,
One last piece of advice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Reevaluate your stance on the kobolds. They've proven to be pretty great.
Wait, should we all go for a drink?
Yeah, I'm
Together?
gonna give him a
Yeah,
gold.
yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
Why don't we
okay.
all go?
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna buy his
Now
drink.
We're going
So
drinking together. All right. I mean, if you're buying. All right.
Yeah, where should
To
we
the
go?
conch.
what's the
Oh,
best
we've already
tavern
been
in
there.
town?
Is there like another place to go?
Oh yeah, that's just it's a busy place. Usually you travelers like to stop at spots like that. There's definitely another place. I know the name right off the top of my head.
I bet you do.
I'm so sorry, Rich.
Random tavern
who's
name
that?
generator.
It's called the Seagrass Saloon.
Oh.
What's it called?
That sounds great. We should
The
go there.
Seagrass Saloon.
Yeah. I'd,
Owned by Ryan
I
Seagrass.
know. I recognize that for some reason.
You know Ryan? Asshole.
Yeah. He's kind of pretentious,
Yeah, you're wearing his belt.
I think he laughs.
It's Ryan's belt. Oh, Ryan's belt. Oh, Ryan's belt.
Space jokes. He's got space.
Is Orion a constellation in our
He's a
fantasy space?
constellation.
Okay,
Oh, Ryan
everywhere.
Seagrass, yeah.
Yeah, every galaxy has an Orion spell.
It's a consistent feature across the multiverse.
So you guys tried through the streets with Nocturne as he's like rumbling. And you roll up on the Seagrass Saloon. You like push the doors open and enter inside. It's like a bustling place. It's pretty full, There's a lot happening in here.
Oh shoot. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I think Doc is gonna keep throwing out this I think you should call yourself KD. I really think that's
Yeah, really, Knockdrawer
That's a great
is not
nickname,
doing
and
it for you.
it's gonna who doesn't love KD? It's it's great. It's great food.
Who are you people anyway? I mean, you seem to have real strong thoughts on names.
Yeah, well,
Adventurers.
your name is how you present yourself to everybody. It's an important thing.
Adventurers
wasn't
with
gonna
great
ask.
taste, great ideas, and a desire to make friends wherever we go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. I wasn't going to ask your names because I don't like to humanize the customers. It's easier for me to exploit people if I don't associate
We're not
names with them.
customers anymore. We're drinking
Well, now it
buddies.
seems like we're friends.
Coping mechanism. You really, buddy.
Look, I don't know about you, but I've got a lot to cope with. All right, kid.
Listen, I get it, man. I mean, I
It's
don't
a rough
know.
world out there.
Can't empathize, but I can sympathize. Okay,
Oh.
just gotta
All I
find an
know is that
outlet.
You're buying me drinks. You're
Yeah.
telling me to change my name. I don't know.
We're
I
not
don't know what to
telling you.
think
We're
about
just
this.
you can call
We tell
yourself
you
whatever
can
you
do
want.
Whatever you want to be is what we're saying.
Suggestions.
We're just opening up your possibilities.
I mean, that's true. My mind is really expanded here, but it's kind of like you're implying that Noctra Warbeam isn't good enough name, that I should be
It's-
looking for something
It's an
better.
incredible name. It's a truly incredible name.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just saying I could build on that.
But,
KD,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Noctra Warbeam.
Yeah.
That
you could-
sounds cool,
anyone with an AKA in their name, you know they're legit.
Pretty cool.
I won't lie. I've always wanted to AKA.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Lux. I don't know if you care at all.
All right, that's simple. That's a simple one.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's
you
clean.
like simple.
Sharp.
Dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you two. That's a whole. There's a.
Yeah.
It's like a yin and a yang. It's like the two moons of Cerealia. All right.
Rhea.
Rhea. All right, you got an extra letter from these two, but I still like it. That's pretty simple.
The badman looks up and goes,
The Badman.
That's a pretty good name, I got to admit. I mean, if I were gonna pick a name, I might pick something like that.
You could.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really carries a
Yeah.
message.
You could. What about just the War Beam?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think he just like leans back and takes a drink. Like, you might have just hit on something there.
This is waffle, by the way.
Wait, where'd you get that thing?
I made it.
You
I made him.
built that with your own hands?
She's really good at that.
That's incredible. I could never really build. I'm better at taking away. And so that's how I got into the gems as a kid. I could just see it. You could see the cuts, the facets inside there. I got to shave them down, breaking things. But I felt like I figured out how to break things to make them prettier. There's a
Okay.
little sense of accomplishment in that. I don't really know why I'm spilling all this out, but nobody ever wants to sit around and drink with me.
Hey, it just takes one conversation. We're those people.
It's kind
I
of our
guess so.
vibe.
Yeah.
But I mean, you didn't get a name like the Badman by sitting and talking with people. You murder folks sometimes, right?
Yeah, for sure. But also, there's more to me than meets the eye.
He's like a transformer that way.
Badman, I've
Kind of
been meaning
like-
to ask, what are you doing in space?
It's a little personal in front of the new guy.
You
Well,
I
said,
mean, it seems like we're friends now.
Yeah.
You can call me the War Beam if that makes it more
That's
familiar
really
for
cool.
us.
It
I
does make
really-
it better.
I love it. I'm in.
In some ways, Rhea, I've always been in space.
Yeah, that's a good answer, actually.
Is it? That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't
Well-
make much sense, but it's deep. Do you mean you were born in a ship in space? It's not that literal, right? You're talking bigger.
In some ways, I was basically born in a ship in space.
In some ways, but in other ways not.
In other ways, I was not born in a ship in space.
The story, it's a little bit more confusing now, but
It-
there's
It will take a
carries
lot
some
of
weight.
exposition someday. I need. We're doing good stuff here. I'm not sure yet, but we're getting there. We're getting close.
Well,
Well, what about you
listen, that's
two?
fine.
Why are you two in space?
I actually was born on a ship in
Yeah.
space. My mom and dad are like, merchants and stuff, and I like
From the Tefei Guild? Is that the name of it?
That's totally the name of it.
Was it? Was that right?
Tamfei.
That's what I have
that's
written
the
down.
name.
Tamfei.
I actually made that up. That's just my mom and dad's names.
Oh, that's
Stan and Faye,
Yeah.
Whoa.
great names.
Yeah, they were really nice, and they encouraged me to go out and do stuff, and I did.
We could tell people we're from the Tamfei Guild as a honor your parents,
Sure, they would love that.
I mean, don't let me get any ideas in your head. But that whole thing you're saying, I could just reinvent myself with a new name. I mean, where do you think these guilds come from? They just decide on a name one day, and then they start making money.
True.
Yeah, we did
You
make
make
money.
enough money, people call you whatever the hell you tell them to call you.
That's a more aggressive version than what we were saying to you, but yeah.
Yeah,
No,
ours
I
was
know it is.
super
Yeah.
filled with hope, and yours is more
Yeah,
depressing.
possibility.
Well, this place seems to be pretty depressing, so seems
Yeah,
on
it's
par.
not that great.
Yeah, why
it
don't you
could be a
leave?
hell of a lot worse. how am I gonna leave?
Yeah, I don't
I could
think
get
you
a
can.
job on one of these shit ships flying.
Yeah,
out of
there's
here.
another angry dwarf on the other ship.
Yeah,
I
go
don't-
be their resident, second dwarf.
I've thought about it, but I've got something here. I'm making good coin. I'm the only jewel crofter in this stinking hole.
Do you have any friends?
Friends?
Yeah.
I think he like looks around at the other people like drinking in the bar with him, and he's like, in some ways, I have a lot of friends.
And in other
But
ways,
in others, none at all.
Yeah, rocks don't count as friends.
I know.
Okay.
I
Just
know.
making sure you do that.
and you're
Well,
sure
I'm
you don't
trying.
want to go on the ship with us? We could get a bag.
What ship are you on? Are you with the Princess of the Night?
Mm-mm.
Are you with those
Oh,
lizard folk?
wish.
We
Dragonfly.
wish.
My
Yeah,
God.
we're on the Dragonfly.
Right.
We're really very open with our personal information to
Mhm.
strangers. I don't know that we should
I
keep
mean, our
doing
ship
The
that.
is shaped
Dragonfly,
like
I
a
heard
dragonfly.
rumor.
I don't really know if we can hide that very well.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that there was some little ship in here. You all, the Yahoos that flew that thing in?
Yahoo!
Or some kind of like rogue
That's a
agent?
beautiful vessel that you're talking about. That's my ship.
We are kind of yahoos, though.
I thought it was you before.
Oh, do they sell that here?
Oh, I've drank that stuff. It's trash.
Yeah.
5 glasses of trash, please.
Screams at the bar.
At this point, the door opens, and in stride a handful of people. There's like 3 or 4 very big people coming through the door as like the light is like blotted out behind them. And you guys turn, and you see very similar to the Professor Reginald, these 3 massive hippopotamus folk, these GIF, come like striding in. They're all wearing black cloaks and black armor. Like the 3 of them, they all have like chain shirts on with swords at one hip and these like firearms at their other hips. And as they stride in, I think one of them like takes a look at the lot of you and just chuckles like, there they are. They don't have their gift queue with them now, though. Must be hiding from us back on their little ship.
Oh yeah, he definitely spends all of his time thinking about you guys.
And one of them like just like narrows its eyes at you and is like, old gift queue do. Yes, I'm
Sure.
still staring.
Yeah,
You gonna
sure.
get up from that table?
I'll stand up. I don't see what good it's gonna do. You're just gonna keep being a total jerk. He doesn't spend all his time thinking about you.
Yeah, last time you ran away from us, not the
Yeah.
other way around. So I'm just gonna remind you of that.
And he was just gonna walk past. You guys were the one that had to say something, so clearly he's the one that's on your minds and not the other way around.
And I think that the dude like just turns and like looks at his friends and is like, he just like shakes his head a little bit as he like looks back at you and is like, you're very lucky that we're under contract and we always fulfill our contracts.
Right, we're very lucky.
Yeah, you used that excuse last time.
Mm-hmm.
Not buying it.
Yeah, so the one behind him suddenly shoves him out of the way as he jumps forward at you, Lux, and tries to punch you in the head.
Okay, go for it.
I think that's basically what's happening. We could roll initiative.
Yeah.
Great.
Roll
Yeah,
initiative.
Yeah.
Far fight, far
Yeah, I'm
fight.
down for a
Yeah,
bar fight.
yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think that's
Idiot.
Very
I
much.
think that is
Yeah.
What I was hoping for.
basically what is happening here.
Dude, I want to knock one of these guys.
Yeah, let's fight these guys.
Here's where you can get your aggression out, Warbeam.
Oh yeah, Warbeam, you don't have to help with this, but
You
You
can
want
if
to.
you want.
Oh, but I'm gonna.
yeah.
Yeah. Let me make these guys all go away. You guys got a couple of tokens. Let me drop a GIF over here. Where did I go? Oh yeah, here we go.
I love antagonizing. Stupid
Yeah.
people.
How could you
Definitely.
not?
So fun.
We've gone too long without rolling initiative. I was itching for a
Right.
fight.
I wasn't expecting us to hang out this much tonight. Lux, you're able to act before he does, as he like lunges forward, and the one who's in front is like, "God damn it, no!" And yeah, he's just like coming for you. Like, you know, I think that like chairs are starting to get like bumped over as he's barreling towards you, his fist cocked.
Okay. I mean, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pull a weapon here, so I think the only thing that Lux can do is like. I mean, yeah, she'll take out or she'll whip out her hand axes, but like flip them the other way, with like the handles, like so she could just like whack
Punch
him.
him with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
So yeah, she'll like reach out. She'll like her hand axes. He's like coming with the fist. She'll try and like sidestep the fist and like whack the hand axes on the side of his head.
Okay. I love it.
First one. Ooh.
13 misses. He
Mhm.
like ducks, right? He's very like ready for this fight. He moves quickly.
Yes. And just for shits and giggles, I'll do Planar Warrior on this next one.
Uh-oh.
So I'll use my bonus action. It's just force damage, so I can just push him away. But yeah. 18?
18 hits. The butt of the hand axe, the back end of the hand axe cracks him in his big, thick, gray hippopotamus head. Okay.
Non-lethal, of course.
Okay.
But
Got it.
yeah, and then the little bit of force damage, like from her Planar Warrior, like she kind of like cracks his head, and like there's just an extra like push.
Okay, you guys, you see like Lux and this GIF close with each other, and Lux proceeds to like crack him in the skull with the back of the hand axe. Rhea, you go next. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I would like to cast Hold Person on him.
Okay.
So I think it's a Wisdom save throw.
13.
And I think it's 15 is my spell save DC.
That sounds about right. So we see this like GIF, this big hulking hippopotamus. He's like reached down and he's pulled this kind of like archaic pistol out of his belt, and is like in the process of like tossing it into the air to like grab it because he wants to clearly like pistol whip you with you, and it like his muscles suddenly are like go like rigid and his body freezes as the gun like boom hits the ground, and I think like boom fires, right? It like goes off, and it's at this point that like commotion breaks out in the bar, right?
Yes.
We hear the like chairs sliding back, drinks like sloshing everywhere. Somebody like screams, "The war beam's got a gun!"
No! When I do it, I say, "Don't touch my friend," and then I cast Hold Person on him. So
Rhea, that was your action. You hold this GIF. Anything else?
nah, that's it.
Okay, you got it. Doc, you may act.
Okay. Are the other two GIF just standing there, or do they look like they're gonna?
So the
Support
one in
their
the
buddy.
front like got jostled out of the way a little bit, and he looks like he's like about to maybe start yelling at them. But the other one in the back, you see like he like smiles and is like getting ready to jump into the fray here.
Great, excellent. I'm gonna aim for that guy, and I am going to just like hold out my hand and smile at him, and then I'm gonna shoot him with a firebolt.
Oh my
In the
god!
bar? We're gonna burn this bar down.
We're popping off
Made of
24.
seagrass.
24 hits. 24 hits as fire leaps off Doc's hand and crashes into this freaking GIF on the other side for 8 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
And he,
I don't know if like he's at all wearing anything flammable that might be igniting now, but
Yeah, the fire like hits the chainmail and like surges around, and we hear this like searing of flesh under the metal as he's like, ah! And he is not on fire, but he is pretty badly hurt. Doc, anything else here?
Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna
Oh, yeah,
whistle for
she says.
Waffle to
Whistle
fly
for
over.
Waffle. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Waffle's gonna go up and tail whip the guy in the back that I
Okay.
hit with fire.
And so the little like robot dragon, like wings pumping away, comes like surging up behind this guy. Its tail like lashing out, but he like kind of ducks out of the way, and he's like, "That's it, kill them!"
Oh,
he like screams as like things seem to have escalated. Doc, that was your bonus
no.
action.
Yep, that's my entire situation. I'm done.
Okay, and it's with that the captain like wheels at you, Doc, as you have like just cast magic with fire, and he reaches down, pulling out this like pistol at his belt and just rearing it up, pointing it at you across the bar, like boom, and he shoots at Doc. 20.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, Doc, you like recoil back, like staggering a little bit as you realize suddenly he's got like another one of these things in his other hand, and a second like retort goes off. Boom!
Okay, I'm gonna remember to
18.
cast shield this time, so the second one doesn't hit.
Okay, so the first of these like projectiles hammers into you, and you stagger back as your hand like sweeps across, and the second bullet is like, I think we see like wood spider web down, like fracturing as the bullet hits the ceiling. That was this one's turn. The dude who is held, and the captain like steps around up next to Lux. Excuse me. And I think he will shoot as he like steps in at you, Lux. Boom!
Rude.
17, does that hit you?
Is it with disadvantage because it's a ranged weapon?
It's like before he
Before he
closes in
can
melee
step- okay,
range, he's
'cause-
gonna like shoot, and then he's
Gotcha.
gonna step into melee with you.
17 does hit. Yeah.
Sorry about
No,
that.
no, it's okay. I just wanted to.
Okay, you take 3 points of piercing damage as like shink, his sword comes out from his belt, and he steps in and is just like, that's all we needed, kill them! And he like swings at you. Things have escalated to high violence here. Longsword. Nope, that's not right. Sorry. Bing. He slashes at you, Lux. 16.
That's my armor class.
So it catches you
Yep.
high on your bicep, like cleaving down in, smashing your shoulder. You take another 9 points of slashing damage. This one gets a save at the end of its turn, Grace?
Yep.
Okay. That's their turns. Badman, you're up on 6.
Okay. So the one, so one of them is currently being held, right?
One of them's paralyzed. Yep.
One of them is attacking Lux. This one has not been injured at all.
Right.
The other one, how's the other one looking?
The other
The one that was like fire bolted.
Oh, yeah, he's looking fine, except that he was burned, you know. He's definitely not like, oh my God, please, I surrender, you know. He's like, he's fighting. He's in fighting form.
We'll see what we can do about that.
The
Yeah.
Batman is going to just like flick his wrist as a psychic blade. The purple shimmering sharpness just emerges around his hand, and he just like wings it across the bar at this guy who's on fire. I suppose after I have bonus action steady aim. So he's like he steals himself up. He like kind of like cracks his knuckles, the Batman, and he looks at the Warbeam and goes,
Yeah, sometimes I murder people.
and he's going to fling with steady aim a psychic blade at the one who's been firebolted
Awesome.
for 20.
A 20 definitely hits as you focus yourself and heave this like psychic knife into the guy.
For 5. Do I get sneak attack if that was an
Indeed you
advantage?
do, because you had advantage. Yep.
For 11.
Oh, nice.
And
That's 16 total.
And I think that's all I can do other than movement.
And this was for the one that was unhurt and stepped in on Lux,
No,
right?
this was for the one that was
the
burned
firebolted.
up. Yeah. So I'm
Got it.
stacking that. Yeah, I think that's what the Badman is going to do. I think that because Jeffrey is here.
Uh-huh.
I think Jeffrey the kitty cat is probably going to just like kind of like pounce off of the Badman's shoulder and scurry across the bar and just like post up on the other side of the bad guy that is trying to attack Lux, which should give Lux advantage on this guy.
Okay. So as Jeffrey like leaps over to the bar
Yeah.
and like chaos is unfolding, kobolds are surging up all over the place from their seats, drinks are being thrown, you hear like this raucous cacophony like filling up the room as somebody is like laughing madly and another one is like fight right, and like they're all like there's cups like clattering, and then I think it's at this point that like the war beam is like, all right, and I think he like looks over at you, Lux, like maybe this is what I needed. We hear like the chair like grind across the floor as he like just like gets up, grabs the chair from behind him, and like steps in next to Lux with the chair, and he's like, hey, you hippo-smelling sons of monkeys! These are my new friends! Ah! And the war beam will cleave at like this gif here, which is completely paralyzed, quite fortunately, and smashes the chair over its head.
Yes.
For 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
That should be, as the chair like crumbles in his hands, and he's just like and goes like just punch him right in the stomach with like his free hand.
Did you make it a critical hit because he's paralyzed? When the attack hits the creature, is a critical hit if the attacker is in fight. Oh, yeah.
It should be. I'm just double checking myself. So that's actually only an 8. So that's 19 points of damage.
Wow.
That's this guy.
Just wails on this paralyzed.
Oh my goodness.
And then he's gonna punch with advantage. 14. Boom! He like hits the mass of this thing, but it's not quite as effective. That's the war beam's turn. Lux, you're up on 17.
Okay. So Lux is gonna not worry about the one that's held, and now the war beam's up there. She's like, "Yeah, war beam!" And then she does the tosses her axes and catches them, right ways up. Is like, "You asked for it," and will bonus action do her planar warrior again, or no, not do bonus action actually.
Okay.
Yes, and we'll just hit with her hand axe.
Okay.
She
the one who's
advantage because of Jeffrey.
Oh right. I forgot.
Oh, you did. You threw tiny Jeffrey out there.
Little cat.
Yeah, with the cat hanging out from behind.
Yeah.
You're in good shape. There's Jeffrey.
5.
Got it.
Jeez, missed that one.
Still, you're like, bam! You like crack him with the side of the axe for 5 points of damage, and he like grunts a little bit, taking the hit mostly unfazed. Rhea, you're up on 13.
Okay, let's move up to this guy and inflict wounds. There's nowhere.
Our favorite.
There's nowhere for me to go to get advantage, right? Because Jeffrey's there.
Yeah.
14.
14's going to be a miss. You like grab forward, you step forward and like reach out to grab him, and the sword like slashes back at you, and like you have to pull your hand back at the last second as like Clancy's magic unleashes itself on no one.
That's it.
Okay. No bonus action. That's Rhea's action. Doc, you're up on 12.
Okay. How's Lux looking at this point?
Not terrible. Been hit a bit, but
Okay. I think Doc is gonna step up to this guy and she's gonna bring out her battle axe. She's like, "You really should have left," and she's gonna take a swing at him. And she's being a real cocky jerk about it too. 21
21 is solidly.
Nice.
Solidly.
for 10 slashing damage.
yeah.
On which one of these guys? Not the paralyzed one, the one that's on Lux, or the one that the badman that you burned?
Yeah, the one that I've like moved my token to, so I don't know. which one that is.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
the
got
one
you, I got you.
we've been.
That's the
working on.
one that you burned.
That's
and
the
hit
burned
with
one.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you like step in next to this guy, like you're standing like right next to the war beam. You cleave him with the axe, right? The table behind you at this point gets like completely tumbled over, falling sideways. Kobolds are screaming and cheering now. You hear people in the background. It's amazing that in 12 seconds this kicked off so fast. But people seem to be taking bets. You hear like 6 shells on the Furbolg, 12 shells on the Purple Man. I hear he's a ghost.
Yes.
Doc, that was your action. You got a bonus action?
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
And then once again, we're gonna bring Waffle over here, so that he is. Oh no! Don't go behind other tokens, Tiny Waffle.
That's okay. He's good at
Tiny
that, yep.
waffle.
So Waffle's gonna like kind of let out a whistle and then like beeline over to so that he's flanking on the other side of this GIF that I've now burned and smacked, and he's gonna once again like whip him with his tail.
Okay.
Um,
The little mechanical dragon, rusty old metal made
23?
you, slashes this guy in the back with the tail. Go ahead and roll damage.
yeah,
10.
10 force damage.
Hell yeah.
Oh, boom! Yeah, this guy now looks hurt, okay? Blood is like running out of his ear as Waffle like smashes him with the tail. He's got like a big gouge in his armor where Doc has like cleaved him with the battle axe. There's still smoke like rolling off his clothes, and he's just like, where's the rest of the boys? There's too many of them! They have a dragon! Doc, that was your action. That was your bonus action. Anything else?
No, that's it. But also just to remind you that if either of these GIF that Waffle is next to attack someone other than Waffle, he gives them disadvantage because
Oh,
he's
wow.
a tiny, distracting badass.
Oh,
I love
awesome.
it.
Put that in the chat for me. What,
Oh,
what
gosh.
even is that? That's so awesome.
I
don't know if
remember
you
it
can.
from his sheet before, and now deflect attack. It's his reaction. Okay, I did have to. I was like, I
Oh,
remember this
nice.
being a thing.
He does have to burn a reaction, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one's going to, like, go right for you. So I don't know if you want him to do that. But I think that, like, at this point, he drops, like, one of the pistols and pulls his sword out and is going to try to cleave you with it.
Yeah, I think Waffle's gonna do his job and use his reaction.
Okay, so this first attack is
Oh,
at
very good
disadvantage.
choice.
Oh, nice.
Huge!
My goodness.
Huge! As you see him like drop the pistols and the sword comes loose and he like grabs the hilt and swings and like you realize, Doc, you go to like take a step back to pivot out of the way and you feel your heel catch up on like the knocked over chair behind you, like the table is tumbled, you're about to like trip and this guy's gonna cut your guts open and like spill them on the floor when Waffle suddenly is like just surges in, is like zooming around his face, the tail like lashing the wings in his eyes, and he's like and like stumbles, the like sword blade like cleaving harmlessly into the ground next to you as it just misses. That was awesome, Waffle.
Very good.
Yes,
Yeah.
Waffle.
On the attack roll, one creature could see. Okay, so this second attack roll is not at disadvantage as he like backhand swings it against you, composed a little bit. Oh my gosh, on both ends. He's not flanking. He gets no advantage.
Great.
12
No.
Jeez.
misses handily. Doc, you're easily able to like sidestep with the assistance of Waffle. That was synergy. Meanwhile, this one on the other side is definitely like Rhea. You've stepped up and tried to like grab him, but done nothing.
Yeah.
So he is focusing his attention back at Lux, whom he now is going to try to stab with the sword. Oops, that should be one-handed, not two. 9 misses anyway. And then he will fire his pistol at you at disadvantage at point-blank range. Ooh, wait. Nope, he doesn't need that. Okay, he's just going to, like, whip the pistol up, like, point-blank. Boom! And you just manage to move out of the way, Lux, as, like, a bolt, like, cracks into the bar from behind. I think we hear Cobbled scream as it just misses them. And then they even, like, amp up in excitement. This last guy makes a saving throw at the end of his turn and is held. Badman, you're up.
Okay. I think I can get around and flank with the war beam.
You can.
With my highly mobile rogue. I think I'm going to be able to get there with 35 feet of movement is what I measured
Yep,
out.
so it's like a madhouse bar fight. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like. Are we watching the badman like leap off
the
tables?
the badman who hasn't left the bar up until this point like springs forward into action as he like chugs across the room. He's going he can't see me, I am the knight. He can't see me, I am the knight. As he produces the 2 psychic blades, one in one hand, one in his offhand. So he is going to flank against this guy. And he is going to with flanking.
Oh, there it is.
20! That is sick.
For 11 points of damage.
Plus sneak attack, which you get to double.
Plus 14.
Roll it again. I like to roll twice
Sure.
rather than double numbers.
I do too.
There you go.
Better.
Yeah.
16 and 9, that's 25
Yes,
points
correct.
of psychic damage as you step in and plunge this psychic blade into the side of his head. And I think he like howls as this like trickle of blood like runs from out of his big freaking hippopotamus nostril. But he's still up.
Yeah. Let's see if we can fix that. So with the offhanded psychic blade, let's see what this does. With advantage. 22
22 does hit
for 4.
for an additional 4. Got it. He's still up, though he seems like a bit staggered. He's like wheeling around a little bit, like just trying to like gain his wits because he's got this screaming psychic pain racing through his head.
Cool.
Badman, that was your movement action bonus action.
I have a little
right?
bit more movement. I think I've got like 5 feet further movement. So he's still on his tear of they can't see me, I am the knight. They can't see me, I am the knight.
This is my bad. I apologize. I was tracking damage on the wrong one. You definitely kill this
Oh.
guy. Like, you like plunge into him and then you give him the second psychic blade in the side of his head. He like grabs his head like this gasping, groaning, croaking, and like boom,
Yeah.
he hits the ground with like a massive crash.
Yeah. And big purple energy just exploding out of his corpse. So that was on my offhanded psychic blade.
Yes, the
Oh,
second
great.
attack killed him.
Great. Yeah. Well, he's just gonna keep going like in he's making like a circular. He's running the circuit. He doesn't usually come into the fray, but like it's a bar fight. So he is now up next to Waffle as he is clearly angling to get towards the one that Rhea and Lux are engaged with. So that's I think the extent of my movement.
Okay.
That'll be the turn.
Warbeam, meanwhile, is just like, I knew they didn't call him the Badman, and he's not doing any murdering. And I think that like he like looks down to the ground, and I think you just see him reach down and grab something, and he stands back up, and he's got one of the Gift's pistols, and he's like,
Oh no.
I've always wanted one of these. And he just like reaches it out at the paralyzed guy next to him.
What have we done?
Boom!
It's not
Oh
good.
my goodness.
Oh no.
So it's a regular roll, right? Because it's at
Yep.
disadvantage, but then disadvantage.
Yep.
Come on.
This is gonna be hairy. 17.
It's a crit. It's a...
Oh yeah,
It's
you're
still
paralyzed.
I don't like that we're killing people in a bar.
Yeah, this got like real ugly real
So
quick.
They
like
attacked
this.
first.
Nine.
They attacked first.
But
Plus
we don't need
three,
to
that's-
kill them.
We kind of goaded
That's-
them into it.
We did. That's 12 points of damage as you see like boom, this like thing explodes, and he just is like, oh, the war beam likes this, and
No.
and then he like pulls the trigger again, and it's like nothing is happening, and he's like, what? And just goes to like smash the guy in the skull with it after the fact.
The Warbeam absolutely sounds like a wrestler from the late 80s.
Yes.
It's so good.
I loved wrestling.
Oh
in the
my
late
god,
80s.
so close.
Yeah. So this actually is a crit damage. So he does another 17 points of damage. You hear this Gift's skull like crack as the war beam like just is like BAM! And he's like, didn't spend me life banging on little rocks not to break skulls. Ah!
Oh my
We've created a monster.
We have.
Yeah, we did that.
Oh,
I think
no,
that-
we're in.
War beam. And then like when no one else is like kind of like he's like, oh, war beam.
I think he does like glance at you, Lux, and he's like, you were right though. You were right. I needed this. Lux, it's your turn.
I think we were suggesting you
God.
like go for a run, do
Yeah.
some kickboxing, not like the murder
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, I think Lux like looks back, like seeing the like that we're like actually like murdering these people. She's like, "Don't kill them! Don't kill them!" And but yeah, she's gonna swing with the back of her hand axes.
Okay.
This guy.
Lux consistently doing the subdual damage.
Yeah. 19.
You're flanking hits. Got
Oh,
Baby damage. It's baby damage.
it. Little bit.
Because Lux doesn't actually want to
Yeah.
help.
No.
Gotta commit.
It's so cute though. You just are like bap bap, like clearly like pulling your punches, and yeah. And so this GIF is like he takes the hits on the side of his head, like slightly staggered, looking down at his friend, and he's like, "Now you've done it." Lux, that was your action. Bonus action. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Rhea, you're up on 13.
is this one guy still alive, or is he dead? The guy that was held.
The guy who's held actually is still alive. He's
wow.
just like, he's frozen. He's been shot.
Poor
He's
guy.
bleeding badly out of his arm.
I will non-lethally attack him with my mace.
Okay, go for it. 20 hits. And this is
Oh.
a crit, so you could just roll it twice, and we'll just subtract the strength from the second roll. So that should be 5, not 7. That's 8 altogether. He's still up, believe it or not.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay, Doc, you're up on 12. One GIF is dead on the ground, bleeding all over the place. This paralyzed guy looks like beaten and shot and very, very hurt. And the one that's on Lux is still like in fit fighting form, it seems.
Right. So she's gonna move over to the one that's on Lux so that she's
Mhm.
flanking with
Mhm.
Rhea and again swing her battle axe at this guy.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
And she's gonna say to Lux like, I don't think we can talk our way out of this one at this point. I'm sorry. 13.
I think 13 misses. The battle axe like hooks up on his chainmail and like deflects from the side as he like wheels looking back at you.
And then she's gonna have Waffle hit the guy in the middle of all of them. It's like thing right here.
Go for it. Waffle's got advantage.
Yeah. Oh. For 19.
19 hits.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a crit. So you can roll twice.
Great. For 14 force damage.
We take off the ability modifier there, so she's only 12, but
Right.
regardless, Waffle cracks this guy in the back of the head from behind, and he stumbles forward. Lux, you like have to like dart out of the way to avoid being like flattened by this falling gif, as he is knocked right out. He would be dead except for the subdual damage that's been dealt to him. He's still like barely alive.
But he's down.
That's your... Yeah, he's down.
Great.
He's out.
Great.
That's your turn,
That's my
Doc. Is
turn.
that it?
Yep.
Okay. The gif goes on 8 as he sees his friend drop. He's just like wheeling around everywhere. And yeah, he's going to not use his action to attack, but rather turn and run. Lux, Rhea, Doc, you guys can make attacks of opportunity.
What about
against him.
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey could also make an attack of opportunity against him.
Yeah, Lux will try and bop him. with
Sorry to
something.
leave Jeffrey
Yeah,
out of
come
the
on.
fun.
No.
Yep.
Lex misses.
I think you have access to your Jeffrey sheet,
I got
right?
it. Yep.
Okay. Miss.
I hit
miss.
Jeffrey though.
18 misses.
Oh, 18 does hit. You're right. 18 hits, and Jeffrey also hits.
Oh my, these ones.
Yeah.
Non-lethal though.
Is it an advantage?
It doesn't matter. It's not a crit. He's not like paralyzed or anything like that. So Rhea like clips him as he like turns to charge out of this place, and Jeffrey is like, like scrapes his leg, you know.
Single
And-
claw. Every cat owner knows the one.
And I think that he's like darting for the door, and he's just yelling like, "The Black Blades Band will remember you, fools! You've not seen the last of us!" As he's like charging out the door. And the kobolds, meanwhile, in the back are like chanting at this point, "Blood sport, blood sport, blood sport, blood sport!"
No,
like
no, no,
stomping
no.
on the table.
Rhea,
Blood
Rhea.
sport, blood sport.
Rhea, can you stabilize the
Yeah.
other guy?
Yeah.
Wait, are we not
can
gonna kill that guy?
No,
He's
Doc.
about to go tell all of his
No.
people
I mean, I will.
about
I
us.
think the
I'm
badman
not-
is absolutely.
Well, so
gonna try
we're
and
still
get
in
that.
combat.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
so
yeah.
this guy is going to use his movement and his action to dash. So he darts out the door of the inn, and you lose sight of him. Badman, you're up. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think the badman's gonna run after him.
No.
Okay, so the badman has to take like 20 feet of movement to
Mhm.
get out the door. And yeah, you turn like it's that classic like purple grape colored Santa Claus with psychic blades. Looks left,
Classic.
looks right, and then he
Classic.
sees the armored militant hippopotamus in chainmail racing down the street with a firearm in its hand, and is like, "That's the guy I'm looking for," just like we've all seen a million times.
Yes, and I think he is going to. He can't see me. I am the knight. He's going to take steady aim as his bonus action, and then he is going to shoot a psychic blade at this guy who's running away. It's not going to work.
That's a bad miss, unfortunately. The psychic blade you have to throw carefully into the mass of the crowd, and it does not land true. You said you used your steady aim, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's
that's
it. You still have a little bit more movement if you want to try to chase him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you run another. You have mobility. Your movement's 40 feet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So I have
Okay.
another 20 feet.
Right, so he's 20 feet away from you with like a whole crowd of people in between. Lux, it is now. Oh no, wait, the war beam
Beam.
goes,
Yeah.
and I think the war beam is like, "Oh, they have so many of them," and he reaches down and grabs up another
No.
pistol, and he's like pointing it at the guy on the ground.
No!
Like,
No.
no,
No!
no.
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 Go after the other one though.
No.
Ah, yeah! And he like charges at the door like, Batman, hold up! And I think we see like the wild-haired dwarf like come charging into the street, and he turns and sees the grape-colored Santa Claus charging through the crowd. And he's like racing up like, Batman, wait! Boom!
Oh,
And you hear like this cannon
no.
like explode into the crowd. And I think at this point there's like a scream down the street, right? And this moment where like the kobolds, most of whom are winged and flying around, they drop. They just like drop
Yep.
to the pavement, you know? It's like the smoke is rolling up around the war beam. Let me make his pistol attack. He has no clue how to reload this thing. Oh, that hits!
Oh my gosh.
And we see the gift like stagger forward as he takes 11 points of damage. This bullet from his own gun hammering into his back. He's still up though, and the war beam is just like, by the damns, I wish I could reload this fucking thing. Ah! That's the war beam. Lux, now you're up.
Okay, Lux like now panicking even more. She's like, Rhea, stabilize him! God, by the gods! And she's gonna run out the door. After the Batman and the war beam. It's like,
Okay, so
stop
it takes
it!
you
Stop it! Stop it! Let it run! We need to get out of here! Stop shooting in the street! God,
That's your movement.
how far
You're
away
able
is
to
this
get,
guy?
like, caught up to the war beam. You're like now even with the war beam outside, and this guy's another 30 feet away from you. That was your movement.
He's 30 feet away.
Yeah, he's like running for the northern side of town.
Shoot him.
Okay.
You're a ranger.
I know.
Listen to Melissa.
Yeah.
Come on.
Lux is gonna try and shoot his leg.
She's
Aim
de-escalating.
for the leg.
Got it. We're
Aim
gonna
for
give
the
him
leg.
the old Tone Goodheart, the Mike Bloom special, as I like to think of it. Go for it.
And I'll do Planar Warrior, bonus action Planar Warrior on this.
Okay, bonus action, Planar Warrior. You're gonna shoot him in the leg. 22
Yeah.
hits for 10 plus. 13 points of subdual damage. He screams as an arrow takes him in the leg, and he like stumbles a little bit, blood running down his back.
So hairy.
Like, wheeling back.
Oh,
Who's
my-
hairy? Rhea. Lux, that was your movement action, bonus action, right?
Yep.
Rhea, you're up on 13.
Okay, I'm gonna try first to just do a medicine check to stabilize him.
Okay,
do that?
go for it. Yeah.
Yes.
20! Yeah, you're easily able to step forward. He's bleeding badly from this gunshot wound, but fortunately the bullet went right through him. And so you're packing him up, you're patted up, you wrapping up his wounds real quickly, and move him. You pull his big fat hippopotamus tongue out of his mouth so he can't suffocate. He's fine.
Okay.
This guy's gonna be fine.
So I use 5 feet of my movement to go outside.
This has gone from bar fight to street fight.
How far away
God damn.
is he?
He is 40 feet from the door. So you would have had 25 feet. He's basically 25 feet away from you. You're like a step behind Lux and the war beam.
Do it.
I will cast spiritual weapon.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
As we see the spectral form of Chompers, the spiritual turtle appears in the air, and he knows what to do. He dives down, biting and snapping,
God.
but he misses with a 13. He's unable to get a piece of this fleeing gift.
That's it. The turn.
Lux, that was your turn. Doc, you're up on 12.
Doc is gonna look at Waffle and be like, "Let's go," and run out the door. And she's gonna once again huck fire at this guy.
No.
Go for it.
God.
Go for it, Doc.
23.
23 hits, roll damage.
Jeez.
Oh gosh.
2
Oh,
points of fire damage. I thought that was going to get him, but that's not quite enough as the fire deflects off his chainmail, just singeing him. That's your action.
Yeah. How far ahead of us is he?
He is basically 30 feet away from you. If you race your full movement, you're shoulder to shoulder with Rhea, and he's 30 feet out in front of you.
And how much movement did it take to get out the door?
I'm saying you moved your full movement. If you went your full movement, it was like 20 feet to get out the door and then another 10 feet into the street.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, because Waffle's got 40 feet of movement, but that's not gonna.
Oh, he sure does. Isn't his force empowered rend not melee? I thought that was a ranged attack for some reason.
I've got that it's got a reach of 5 feet. It's melee attack.
Let me just double check yourself for me. Let me double check though. 1 second.
Sure.
What exactly is he called? I always forget.
He's a steel defender.
He is a steel defender. Okay, I actually
Yeah.
had it open. And then I closed it. This matters. I really thought you were going to get him with the firebolt.
I really
was like,
did
oh, this is going to be
too.
great. Bookends.
2 on the
bookends,
1d10.
bookends.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Don't you get to reroll your first 2?
Yeah, right.
Nope, you were
Right.
correct. It's just a melee attack. Yep.
Yeah. And I've got nothing on my bonus action. Yep, that's my turn.
Matters. And so that's your turn as the fire deflects off of him and Waffle is like surging towards him. He charges his full movement rate, and then he's going to try to duck and vanish into the crowd. Oops, that's not Waffle. This is what I need. Yeah. He's going to try to hide from you guys in the crowd of people. That is his turn. He's like darting away from you, ducking through people. Badman, you're up on 6. What are you doing here?
I'm trying to track him down. I'm trying to get as close as possible to track him down.
Make a perception check. As you like go darting out, like following where he went, you wheel around a corner where he kind of broke your line of sight. 16. You're like turning, you're looking everywhere, you don't see him.
Shit.
You've lost him.
Well, then I don't have much of a move, right? I mean, can I like, are there,
You could hold an action until and
To the
maybe you
ship.
see him.
Back
You
to
could.
the ship.
yeah, I've used my full movement at this point, you're saying, Rich?
It probably would have been about 30 feet of your movement to get to the end of the corner and like get around it. And so you have 10 feet of movement left.
Okay, I'm gonna keep pushing, and I'll hold. Perception was that a free roll, or is that
That was a free roll I gave you as you're looking to see where he went. Just to like go through order of operations, he used his action to hide in the crowd, and so I'm giving you a free perception check to see like can you spot him in the crowd as you're like racing through the street.
okay right now? So I'm currently looking out in a crowd.
Yeah, it's not like a wall-to-wall like New York crowd, right? But yeah, it's like a crowded street of people. Again, we have this whole like
All right, so I want to use my cunning action,
Yep.
bonus action, to dash out further,
Okay.
deeper into the crowd to see if
Uh-huh.
I've got a better view of him, if I've got any chance of seeing him out here.
Okay, great. I think that as you do that, as you push ahead forward and you're like looking, you're turning, looking everywhere, and you like turn back, like you don't see him, but you're sure he couldn't have gotten as far as you. Like you're in front of him somewhere. You've cut him off whatever direction he was running in.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like you
Then
know he couldn't have gotten further down the street.
So then I'm going to, I guess I'll hold steady and hold a psychic blade.
Okay, you're standing here holding your second blade. With that, Lux, you're up on 17.
Warbeam.
Oh, the war beam goes. He comes like racing up around the corner where the badman went, and he's like looking. Let's see how he does here. I don't see him. He's gone. Oh, fuck. It's like he just realized it's like he lives here, and he's like, I've got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He's-
Oh yeah.
you do.
he's-
Hope you had fun, Warbeam. Live your best life.
No, it was really awesome meeting you guys. If I'm not killed for this, I hope I see you again.
Peace out, KD.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's
and then
nice
he's
to
gonna use
meet
his
you.
action
Could you
to
leave me those
dash.
emeralds in your will if you?
Yeah, he's gonna use his action to dash back for his shop to retrieve the emeralds that he's gonna need when he goes on the lam. That's Warbeam. Lux, you're up on 17.
Okay, Lux is yelling like to everybody, like, get to the ship! We need to get back to the ship! We need to get out of here! But she is gonna look and see if she can spot him.
So you run up to that same corner and you see the Warbeam is like charging down the street back towards his shop
Yeah.
with a pistol in each hand.
No.
Like, go ahead and make a perception check, Lux.
Okay. 21.
Oh.
21. You see off on the side of the strip, there's a group of really tall Sahagwin. No, they wouldn't be Sahagwin. There's a group of like humans and elves that are kind of like bustled around somewhere, and you spot behind them, like crouching behind them, is this fucking bleeding hippopotamus, man. You know, he's like reloading his guns real quickly. He's crouched down on his hands and knees, like peering in between the legs of like this half elf, and I think it's just that moment where like he sees you, like, what do you want to do? You gonna shoot?
Yeah.
Right between the legs of the half elf, you shoot.
Okay. All right. Planar warrior again.
Got it. Bonus action. Planar warrior. Holy sheep shit! Roll damage, Taylor. Double your planar
my
warrior.
goodness.
Unfreaking believable.
Oh!
That's 14 plus 17 plus.
Yeah, planar warrior again.
That's
My
22
goodness.
points of non-lethal damage. I think that the arrow, you're just like, you lean down and like fire, and the camera like trails the end of the arrow, Robin Hood style, as it sails between the half elf's legs, and I think it just like surges right down the barrel of his gun, which like boom backfires back into his face, smoke and powder. His head whips backwards, smashing into the beam of the building behind him, and
Wow.
he tumbles over unconscious into the street, the gun like rolling out of his big gray hippopotamus hand. And just like that, all three of them have been dispatched and knocked out. I think that we hear like cries of alarm in the streets, like, bloodshed! Bloodshed in the streets! Call the receivers! Call the Sahagwin for the Empire! And like, fish people are starting to like
know.
charge down.
Lex
like
grabs the
way to other
badman and
side
like
of the
starts
street.
pushing him, like, run! Get
What?
to
We're
the
just getting started.
Wait, can I
run!
do?
Should I medicine? Yeah.
I really want to run over and do a real quick look for anything on his person.
Oh,
Make an
loot 'em.
investigation check? I
Yeah.
love the two sides of the coin. Grace is like, I need a medicine check to make sure he doesn't die. Melissa's like, I need to investigate him to steal his good shit.
Yep.
Gosh.
14.
Lex made
you
sure it wasn't a
found-
killing blow.
You found his money purse really easily, and he has like this little barrel strapped to one hip that seems important, and a pistol.
Great. Yeah. I was mostly trying to figure out like what their contract was. I don't know if like so I'm gonna grab
Oh, you
all
want
of
the
that.
contract. So you like real quickly like you like yank the coin purse and the barrel off of his belt. And I think that like the gun is probably still on the ground, and you start like reaching into his breast pockets looking for a contract. You're able to get like a billfold, probably. Like a leather fold. You're not sure what's in it, but it seems like it's a bundle of important shit.
Great. I'm gonna leave that and I'm just gonna kind of like kick the gun aside and be like, ugh, yeah, grab everything
Okay.
else.
Okay. So you grab like the billfold, the barrel, the coin purse. Rhea, what are you doing real quick?
I'm trying to stabilize him. Is he
Go
dead?
for
Is
it.
he full dead? I rolled a
No, he's-
9.
I like it wasn't like kill damage.
You were doing subdual damage, right, Taylor?
Yeah,
that's
so
why I'm saying,
he's-
like,
yeah,
I think the
he's
gun
fine.
backfired in his head and he's knocked out.
Yeah.
So you run over to stabilize him and you realize, Grace, like, you don't have to. He's still mostly alive.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think Doc is gonna really quickly be like, should we?
Yeah, we should run.
Okay, I was gonna say something different.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
You,
yeah.
what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Let's go.
No. I was just wondering if they're gonna like talk to people about us. Maybe that was bad. Maybe we shouldn't let them do that. It's fine. We can go.
There! Seize them!
Let's go.
Seize
Run!
them! and you see a couple of the Sahagwin are now like racing down the street as the four of you turn and wheel. Jeffrey leaping and darting between the legs of people in the crowds. Waffle like surging his little wings, and with that, the pair of you are like cutting your way back through the alleys of these streets where you see the Dragonfly, the small crowd still like peering and watching it as you come. And I think that like the professor is probably up on the deck, like leaning with his arms on the railing as he sees you, and he's like,
Get her going! We gotta get out!
Asturias! And we see like the red like wings of Asturias as they fly up behind and are like, oh no, and like dart back down into the ship itself. And Jake slowly begins lowering the ramp, like, what's the commotion? You know, and then you see your friend, the new member of the Dragonfly, Old Man Ben. Old Ben, the space wizard, soon to be, is like flying there, and he's like, well, what exactly is going? Oh, this is quite a commotion. As like all of you come like charging up onto the deck of the ship, Asturias at the helm. The feet lift off the ground as we see Sahagwin come like charging out into this area, the winged kobolds flying, the deck closing as the Dragonfly just pitches forward ever so slightly and begins to surge towards the west, back towards Totomi and Restrannon and whatever hijinks awaits us next week.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That escalated so hard. Oh my god.
Maybe we
That
can
was
come
bad.
back
I
when
wanted to leave.
Yeah, do you
when
think
they've
they'll
finished their
forget?
revolution.
Do you think that
Yeah.
they'll calm down if we go back and they'll be like, no, that was fine.
Yeah, just a
They were
harmless bar
mercenary-
fight.
They're like guild members from the ship that was docked, right?
Yes.
So they were.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're part of a mercenary company that's like a hired protection outfit for the Princess of the Night.
Yeah,
the ship
we
that's
may
done.
have
Okay, so we're
had
just
done
gonna
a
be
bad
on
thing making
yeah,
them
we're
our
gonna be on
enemies.
that
Yeah,
side.
that's kind of why I wanted to kill them off.
I'm kind of glad that we got to beat them up
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That they're honestly like that's exactly how I wanted to leave the city. Like that
Yeah.
is 100% exactly how I wanted to
Having
leave.
started a revolution,
Yes.
running away. Yeah.
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 I mean, there's a
Warbeam
lot of
is gonna be
Oh.
murdered. He's gonna be executed.
Or he's gonna turn
Warbeam-
into a murderer.
he's
Like,
gonna have to go underground
Just
with
guarding
the
a shop with
firearms.
his pistols, his new
Yeah.
pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Be who you want to be. You've got to be careful with empowering certain people, I guess.
Yeah, with a
Yes,
name
you
like
do.
the Warbeam, it was
Yeah, maybe we
inevitable.
should
I
have
know.
known. Yeah.
I have to say, like I knew some of these themes that would get pushed with this game, but this whole thing tonight of like be who you want to be, like you can reinvent yourself. It really like it became so great. I like loved it. I can't tell you how much fun I had with all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. It's space, you know.
it is.
There's skies. The sky's not even the limit. We're in the sky. We're
True.
beyond
No,
that.
there are no limits where
Past
we're
the
going.
sky.
There are no limits. We talked a lot when we got started about how we wanted to run a game with like some whimsy in it and wonderment, and we came up with this premise that space is like banal and boring and regimented and like bureaucracy everywhere, and like it's ironic given like the timing of everything and like current events this week and whatever, but the idea is like the only people in space are the people with like money to be in space, you know, and somehow this group of like misfits was given a spaceship and like, yeah, I don't know, go out there, just see what happened since last time we were out there. And you're just like adventurers, and you're out adventuring to adventure and to explore. You don't have some mission. You're not a military organization. And so just the way that's all manifesting so far, I'm like loving it.
I wanted to give real like when they came up and like you're not with like a guild. Like who? I just want to be like, is it illegal, man? Like what? We just living our life, man. Whatever,
yeah.
man.
We can
Yeah.
be whoever
Yeah.
we want to be.
Yeah, for real.
Well, I love it. I took a lot of good notes. I swear it to you all this week in the Discord. I will go through the items very specifically and give you guys a printed list that we can like cross-reference who's got what and what you should be paying attention to on your character sheets. I'm mostly tracking the gold, so we're in good shape. And yeah, this was a blast. Thank you all. This was so much fun tonight.
It was
Thanks,
really,
Rich.
really fun.
Good.
Yeah, we caused some carnage there. I didn't really think that's where it was going, and then it really went there.
Josh,
Well,
is
just
this
to
your
be
first
clear-
D&D bar fight?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah. Yeah.
well, in a
Arnold had a vague bar fight, but it
Yeah.
was much.
Once Upon a
Yeah.
Time.
Right.
Oh, we did do that. Yeah.
There was that. What's the one you're thinking of?
I'm thinking of the first episode of Arnold. He comes.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
He
It
comes
was like kind
walking
of
up to a
outside.
bar.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then you went into the bar and wreaked havoc on a
that's
bar room
right.
full of goblins.
That's right.
You like tore that place apart.
Yeah.
You stormed in there. We're throwing goblins onto the
I
antlers
think I
of the
remember
freaking
that
deer
about as
on the
well as
wall.
Arnold does.
Oh my
So
God.
Yeah.
That's so good.
yeah.
Anyway, Melissa very much single-handedly escalated that to lethal violence. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
That was a true gift to me.
Yep.
I love you, Melissa. Thank
I
you.
don't get to play a chaotic character in our other game, and I miss it.
I love
know,
when
it's
she
fun.
like runs up to them. It's like there's nothing we can do, and swings an axe. What are you gonna do? I think you missed that shot too.
I think I did. I was too busy talking big
Yeah.
stuff, but I made the other one when I said the cool thing first,
Yeah,
and then I
sure.
hit really hard. So it was fun.
It's
This
so
is
funny.
great too that like Mike is pointing out of like the permit, what permit, like that whole notion of like, yeah, the way like it manifested that like, no, we don't need permission to be here. We don't need permission to do anything. We get to like do what we want. Like we're free people, right? And like the quiet revelations that are happening amongst these people as you guys are all just talking to them, like it's great. It's great. I
Yeah,
love
we're
it.
the Tamfay Guild.
You are.
We can do whatever we want.
Cool. Well, that was fun, you guys. We shall be back next week, next Tuesday, 8 p.m. for Dragonfly episode 10. That'll be a delight. We have some notion of where that's aiming now as the lot of you flee the city with hostility unfolding behind you.
Oh
That's fantastic. Other than that, yeah. What's everybody got going on this week? Melissa, what's up? We started out talking about the Hunger Games and Twilight. Why don't we end talking about the Hunger Games and Twilight? What do you got going on?
Sure, yeah. So I'm podcasting over for the Patreon of Post Show Recaps, doing YA with Kevin Mahadea. So we talk about young adult fiction, currently talking about the Twilight series. So go check that out, patreon.com/Post Show Recaps. And feel free to follow me on Twitter at MelissaW28. And I have been on Sabotage the DM, twitch.tv/Sabotage the DM. Our second episode of Arcane Ward is coming in a couple weeks. We're just scheduling that now, so check it out.
Oh, cool. I can't wait to catch that. Awesome. Grace, how about you?
Follow me on Twitter at Hi From Grace. Check out Hold Up, a podcast where we look at LGBTQ media from the past and see if it holds up. We took a week off this week, but we'll be back, I think, with Brooklyn Zed. So that should be
Awesome.
fun.
That's great.
And I was on an episode of Community Building, talking about Modern Warfare. Season 1, episode 23. So check that out. It's on the post-show recaps
Yeah,
feed.
Grace and I have been hanging out for like 6 hours now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right.
You guys went
Nice.
right from community building into
Pretty much.
this.
We
huh?
took
had, like,
some break,
a quick
yeah.
pizza break, yeah, but
Yeah.
otherwise, it was
I need a pizza break now, but 6 hours with Grace is a good win.
Oh, it was
it's
very
it's a
good
winning
evening.
day
Yeah.
no matter how
very
you
good
slice it.
evening.
Yeah. Taylor, how about you?
Thursday, I'll be back finally with Dragon Age. It'll be a little bit later in the day. I'll post that tomorrow on my Twitter, Rania422, and twitch.tv/Rania422. That's where
Yep,
that
Go
will.
give her a follow. Twitter and the Twitch. She's doing really cool stuff. We keep threatening to talk about the Wheel of Time. It's probably going to happen sooner than later. I was playing Final Fantasy today, Taylor, 14, and I ran into somebody named Min Farshaw in one of my raids and was like, oh my God, instant friend request.
Yes.
Anyway, inside baseball. Josh, what about you, man? For folks who don't know what you do in the world, why don't you give them a little heads up?
We do post-show recaps. Post-show recaps, we talk about TV, we talk about movies, we've got podcasts aplenty. We do have the Post Show Recaps Patreon program where we do podcasts there. Really, the most exciting thing we've got is our Discord, which is the most fabulous community of human beings on the planet. Everybody on this stream, you could find them there. We play Dungeons and Dragons in the Post Show Recaps patron Discord. We've got a really amazing marathon campaign coming up relatively soon that Grace and Rich and Melissa, you are all much more equipped to speak to than myself. But I'm really excited about that and all of the good things that are going to come from that. Not just a super fun time, but also a lot of really, really great initiatives towards some charitable efforts. So if you're interested, if you like what you hear on this one, if you want to play some games with us, if you want to get to know us, we hang out there. It's a fun time on the internet. Strong recommend. Consider signing up. Patreon.com/postshowrecaps. That's it.
It's long been my favorite place on the internet, just playing post-show recaps. But since the Patreon sprung up and we have the Discord, it's just so great. It's been like a great sense of community in this last year while we're all like going through it and getting knocked around and trying to like come out the other end in one piece. But the real treat has been that like, I don't know, we've made like some really great relationships and awesome friends with one another.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're getting ready. We have a persistent D&D campaign that we play over there. It's a West Marches style. And we're getting ready to do like a 40 hour. Is that where we ended up, Melissa? Is it 40 hours long? Marathon
we're doing a 40-hour
game.
marathon. We're going to shout out a different charity in each 4.5-hour section. We're going to have different pledges. We're kind of figuring out all the details of that now, but it's going to be super exciting.
Rude.
I'm sorry you did that,
Rude.
John.
Nightbot.
Nightbot. Wow, unbelievable.
We hate Nightbot.
How many sessions is the marathon?
It's 9 sessions.
9 sessions.
Wow.
I'll be taking like the beginning and the end. Oh, Melissa just shrank.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I think we're going to be streaming a lot, if not all of that here. You should be able to catch it on this channel when we go live. So that'll be really fun. Keep your eyes peeled for that. As for me, yeah, I'm here Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights running D&D games and City of Mist games and RPG games with my friends. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. On this Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, I will be over at Sabotage the DM, where I will be playing the 16th level character going into deadly lethal combat with an astral dreadnought.
Wow.
It's going to be so good.
It's gonna be so cool.
Oliveri, the Githyanki prophet, who has seen the future in his dreams, will be fighting alongside a cracked team of other spellcasters who are going to get destroyed by this horrific monster. But it's going to be a lot of fun, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll probably be hosting it here on this channel. I'll definitely post about it on Twitter. That's it. Yeah.
The last crew, I heard they did pretty well, so you gotta.
The last crew were legends, and I will never be able to live up to the freaking story they left behind.
No spoilers.
Freaking Demogorgon. I can't get over it.
Yeah.
All right, anyway. We're out of here. That's it. Good night, guys.
All right.
Come catch us later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.